I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Maybe when you're 42. I mean 41.
Am I 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
For another few hours.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm like, oh no, 40. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't give a crap. I don't give a damn.
Whoa.
I don't give a heck.
Man, he's using adult language. He must be 40.
Heck.
Man, he's using adult language. He must be 40.
40s, you get angry, you get grumpy.
40s.
You get, huh? Oh, me.
Did you tell Mike about
Yes.
this?
He said he's working.
Wait,
Just
you
'cause-
didn't go live yet, right?
I am live.
Just because I feel like he, with the track record, if you didn't tell him, he would definitely be here tomorrow for the podcast. You know what I mean? So
yes. I know he listens to the show, which is why I said it last week. So he already knew. But then yesterday I double checked just to make sure, and he is working. So, yeah. All right. I feel like I forgot. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 887, the Dragapult Podcast. Mom Brain, microphone, please. Can you tell us all about Dragapult?
I can.
You're welcome to that snack if you want it.
I was looking at the calories.
Yeah, it's, what is it, 170?
130.
Oh, way better than I thought.
Dragapult can make its whole body transparent by clearing its mind and focusing. Even the dreepy in Dragapult's horns becomes invisible.
You had trouble reading that. Are those words you haven't
Yeah.
heard before?
Almost 10 feet tall, 110 pounds, male and female. The category, believe it or not, at 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall almost, is stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Abilities include, as I've stated, clear body, which prevents...
Slenderman, very tall, very stealthy.
I'm going to have a bad one
And
tonight.
he is creepy. Oh, wait, no, he's creepy.
Yeah, not
Both,
creepy.
both.
Oh,
creepy.
dreepy.
He's dreamy. Some people think he's dreamy.
That's okay.
McSteamy.
Don't yuck somebody's yum.
I wouldn't dare. Anyway, abilities include clear body, which prevents other Pokemon's moves or abilities from lowering the Pokemon's stats, and Infiltrator, where the Pokemon...
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You're welcome.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You've been so busy today.
Yeah.
Been so busy all week.
I really have been busy all week.
Been busy in pain, been busy resting, been busy with Dan Dory, been busy painting.
Yep.
Doing it all.
Yep.
Really got to make sure you cram in everything possible before the school season starts again.
That's right. I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason why
Stress?
I had... Yeah.
Neck stress from school season coming back this year is going to be great.
Well, it's a good thing you're getting your Dandori practice now.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And I made the mistake of, because my parents, I'm redoing the kitchen, and I made the mistake of telling my parents that I was a little behind because I had a neck problem, and they're both like, "Have you seen a doctor? What have you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm all right." So now every day my mom's like, "I hope you're feeling better today." I'm like, "I'm fine. Don't worry."
You know, when you show that plane ride's probably going to wreak havoc on your neck.
Probably.
When your mom's going to have like a nice cushion for you and a whole
neck
bed set
collar.
up for you. Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yep.
Deux is here.
Uku.
How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
And that's it. Kirby. I don't know what I don't know if I'll ever see Kirby again. To tell you the truth, Kirby has
Depends
moved.
on who you ask.
Here's his address. Kirby has moved. It's not
Here's his address.
It's not far, but it's not close. So we don't know if we're going to be friends anymore. I don't know. We'll see how the time goes. He's moving in this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
Kirby,
Nikki,
we speak your name.
Nicky Hill is working again. Like I've said, I've delivered your well wishes and your missed connections to him, and he told you get a life or whatever. So
what we need out there, Radio Land, is for everyone to get in touch with RMC and be like, start paying your people so they don't have to have other jobs.
That's it.
And then he can be here every week.
If this show made enough money to do that, I would certainly do that. But if you all want to split the $60 I make on YouTube every month, then you're welcome to it. Kirby, I would say starting a whole new life, but I'm not getting into any of that because it's
not our story to tell.
It's his life to tell. Yeah. So we wish him well.
I don't want your life.
There's nothing bad or wrong, and I'm just joking around. All the stuff I said is true. Like he's moved and starting a new life.
And
but,
we're not friends with him anymore.
yeah, like I'm not saying we're not
Yeah.
friends. No, we just he's going to be living in a new place. We got to see what the routine is like. We got no idea. So we're taking applications for a new regular on the podcast, I guess, because no I don't know, maybe Kirby, no Nicky Hill. You don't know what's going on with that guy. Nintendo doesn't live close enough.
I'm the star of the show.
We got Josh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking that. Josh, you're a little quiet. Could you speak up, please?
No, not at all.
Josh, you're still a little quiet. Josh, clear your throat. Try again.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, I know why you're quiet, Josh. You're using the volume knob and turning the wrong way. I understand. You look down and you turn a knob and you see it from the wrong direction, and you're like, oh.
That was a really great story.
There you go, Josh. Now you got it. And of course, George is here. Buongiorno, George.
Buongiorno.
George, how's it going? What have you been up to this week?
I've been watching Double Dare, the old show, because I like when they lime the little kids.
Yeah. It I know it's called slime, but it does look
That
like
was a really great story.
lime goop. I mean, it's lime colored without a doubt, and I know it's safe to eat. And plenty of kids face planted in that stuff. So
I mean, safe if you eat it.
you and I said the same exact thing with different words. Safe
I know,
to eat
but
and safe if you eat it.
But-
I didn't say you want to eat it. I didn't say it was good to eat.
If
I
you-
said safe to
if you
eat.
think about it very literally, how each of you said it, yours sounded like "let's have it for dinner," and
Right.
hers was like, if you fell on it and like a drop got in your mouth, it's okay.
Listen, all I'm saying is it tastes great and everybody should eat it.
Listen,
Yeah, maybe Mark Summers would take some home at the end of the day. I can't imagine Nickelodeon was paying him all that well. So like, Mark, take home a bucket of slime and you can live off that for a week. You don't
wasn't
have to-
he one of those guys that
He's a Howie Mandel. Yeah, he's
Like,
got
and that was what was kind of
Germaphobe
so
or
funny
whatever it
because
is.
he's on this show where he was interacting with slime. All
And
the time.
that's the worst part. He was on 2 shows where people were getting like gross stuff to them done all the time, like pies and slime and mud and picking giant noses with boogers in them, like giant pizza slices with some kind of slop. Like,
mean,
well,
just
I don't know.
kids. I mean, stop there.
Kids, yeah, they're gross in general. That's true.
So Roth just posted like a little GIF of Double Dare, and
Is that where you're staking your claim?
I go both ways.
All right.
It's lovely out.
Oh, George! Oh no, George! For our listeners, just fell over.
Miss Scusi.
Are you dehydrated, George? You need some lime juice?
Yes, please.
He's had one too many margaritas, I think.
Too heavy in the arms. Too many limes in the arms. Anyway,
So I'm looking, and there's a background on Double Dare, and Nickelodeon might have used it elsewhere too. That's yellow with like little like squiggles, and I always thought it was cheese doodles.
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people thought that. I
Okay.
mean, I just used to watch
All
and
right.
think about how much I wanted to be on the show, and then when they did like Family Double Dare, I was like, oh, my parents would never do it, and then I just gave up the dream. Hello.
Oh my gosh, guys. Rosemary the Farmer says we have a parentheses another birthday boy in the house.
Oh,
Freddie
Freddie Fro is
Fro.
turning 30 on Sunday. 30.
Wow.
that was
The
so
world's
long
best
ago.
singer.
We
Oh,
know,
boy.
right?
Well, go ahead, Josh.
I mean,
Do it
'cause
up.
also,
I'm a party animal.
and we know Ramit's birthday is tomorrow. So for Ramit and Freddie Fro, Josh, would you mind?
Oh, boy. Josh, you don't have to.
Well,
Well, we don't need that, Josh. Thank you. All aboard the birthday train. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, train. Happy birthday, Freddie Fro. Oh, so everything is too loud now. You got to go one down. Sorry, Josh. How Hi, Malik Halo and Highland Tom, Steve Irwin, RIP, and Alternus Liz and Giant Reggie,
Ooh,
and
Malik
Ross,
Halo put a special picture in there.
and Rosemary the Farmer, and Nightwind, and
Nightwind. I have that every night.
Sikamudo.
And every day.
Joe
Oh, that's my
Scabadoo,
Nightwind.
and my Crotic, and whoever else, Vachi, I didn't see in here. Thanks for joining us today on our Random Friday show. Yeah, like I said last week, my birthday is tomorrow, and I wanted to do the podcast today just so tomorrow I can do as little site stuff as possible. I love doing the podcast, but if I can just relax on my birthday, and I'll have to do probably one round on the site, and that's it. Just step away for a bit. It would be great. It would be great. Oh my God, I apologize.
The last of your birthday gifts arrived yesterday. Ooh.
But-
Oh.
Did the cake arrive?
Not yet. Let me check on it.
I need an update during this show. You got to be honest with me and tell me, because I said I know the cake's not going to show up. What's the frowny face for?
I got a text from Dari.
I've been dreaming of this cake for months since the last time I had it. Best ice cream cake I've ever had in my entire life by a large margin. Hi, Gecko Kitsune. Thank you very much for
A
the
large-un?
happy early birthday. Yes, at midnight tonight, I will be. I've been told I will be 41 years old. So, 30, man, Freddie Fro, that's great. 30 years old. Not that I really care, like as in like my personal numbers. I'm not like, oh, 30. I wish I was doing the same thing. It doesn't matter, but
I feel like
just the
Numbers.
the passage of time.
I gotta say, I'm 41. I feel like I really spent my 30s like coming into my own. Have you ever seen the I don't know. I guess it's like a meme that
Stella Gunner Grooveback. Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah.
Definitely.
That's like you spend like up to your 20s, like I don't know, your childhood, you're like a weird kid and do whatever, and then
I think this is the incorrect use of the word meme. This doesn't
Well,
sound like a meme.
all right, whatever. And then like your teenage years, you spend all your time trying to get away from being that kid. And in your 20s, you spend your whole time trying to like be an adult. And then in your 30s, you're like, I just want to be the weird kid I always was. And you get back to that. And like, I feel like that's what happened to me.
I feel like that's what happens to most people.
Nice.
And once again, I do not feel like that because I'm usually not the norm.
He's been the same
I've been the
since
weird
he
kid.
was 8 years old.
Actually, I mean, he used to wear like a sports jacket. He had like a, would you have like a Giants jacket
So
or
basically,
something?
what happened with me was I did the 1 to 40 when I was 1 to 10, and then I was out. So yeah, I guess that's true. Yep, like I said recently on a podcast, I used to wear a Giants a snow jacket and a Devils baseball hat, and why I couldn't tell you. Like I at the time, I think if I think like this is just what you do. Like you wear everybody wears sports stuff, so that's what I'm doing. But then you know what changed my mind? You know what opened my eyes? And they were popular and a lot of people were doing them, but
Drugs.
especially in my school. Those Looney Tunes shirts where they were wearing like cross style clothes.
yeah.
I saw those and I was like, these are the coolest things I've ever seen. And I had like 7 of those shirts and I wore them all the time. And no one else in my school wore them. And I was like, this is me.
Thank goodness, because maybe today you'd still be wearing like random sporting jackets for no reason.
Hi, Outlaws. Do I inherit your weird or my weird from my dad? Yes, because I would argue my mom's not weird. My dad is very weird. So if you get anything weird from me, then it comes from my dad. But my dad's weirdness and my weirdness are very different.
I was
would
about to say that your weirdness is its own brand.
My weirdness weirds out my dad's. So I mean, there you go. But my dad's weird. I don't even know how you quantify it. It's
good.
He's an island. The man's an island. He's on his own. But he seems like he's having a good time. So
Yeah.
all right, we got some news before we get into the regular news. I don't remember there being a lot of top stories this week. I could be wrong, but we'll find out together. But first, we have other news. And Mom Brain, we turn to you for our first story.
Okay.
On GoNintendo here, we like to offer up corrections and offer up facts when maybe we got something wrong or we're incorrect or we didn't know anything.
Got it.
And this is pertaining to you, Mom Brain. This comes from YouTube gamer chef extraordinaire Jamie Cooks. They have a YouTube channel. I'm going to say the channel is Jamie Cooks, but maybe it's not. Try searching that. They take meals you see in video games and turn them into real life meals.
Dubious food.
So I wonder if they've done that. Not that you would want to eat that, but anyway, Jamie Cooks
should be here by 7 p.m.
Jamie Cooks, yeah, that's probably been updating every hour all day. Who's you getting the who you getting the updates from?
UPS.
Oh, it's not coming today. Jamie Cooks listened to last week's show, and they had a comment they wanted to share, and I'm sharing it with you, Mom Brain. Are you prepared?
Is their comment?
May the rats eat your eyes! Are you prepared?
I'm prepared.
I don't want to derail us, but something.
Go ahead.
So I just found out last night that the "May the Rats Eat Your Eyes" voice actor, is Porkins from Star Wars.
Wow!
Yes.
I had no idea. Really?
And he's also Grissom from he's Lieutenant Eckhart from the Tim Burton Batman.
Wow.
And he's one of the quote top men from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What led you down that rabbit hole?
Not to be confused with Main Man.
TikTok did. I probably didn't like the TikTok that it was because it was really long, but there was this funny thing where they had he goes, Eckhart, think about the future, and like they superimposed Eckhart like this, and then he goes out into outer space, and then all of a sudden he's Porkins and he gets blown up, and I was like, wow. So then I looked the guy up and I was looking at his credits, and it was like he played Maximilian Roivius in the acclaimed game Eternal Darkness, and I looked up and I was like, I think that's the Rats Eat Your Eyes guy, and I looked it up and it was.
Isn't that amazing? Believe that. We've known this guy all of our life and we never knew that he also did that.
Yeah. So sorry for derailing it, but when I heard that, I was like, I gotta speak.
Alternate list tells me that J and Jamie Cooks is pronounced like an H. It's pronounced Hammy Cooks. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's spelled Jamie Cooks. I can tell you that. Well, anyway, Mom Brain, here we go. Ready? It's spelled Jamie Cooks. I can tell you that. Well, anyway, Mom Brain, here we go. Ready? Gas ovens are actually far more inefficient than electric and induction. I don't mean to mansplain here. People have their heat preferences, and I don't care if your electric oven is older. I don't know. No, I don't care. I don't know if your electric oven is older, but if it's an electric or induction stove made in the last 5 years, it's going to smoke any gas stove in its class. There you go.
It is an older electric oven, and the range, I've cooked on both, and my gas range definitely outperforms my electric range, like any gas range I've used. The oven, maybe I don't see much of a difference, but definitely like the range, I prefer gas.
Are you okay here?
Yeah.
You seem like you're a little taken aback or a little upset.
No.
Well, they're a chef extraordinaire, so I thought I should read their comment.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Super Sanchez.
I don't know if I can take advice from someone whose name is Hammy.
Zikamuto says, having cooked with both gas and electric, I can agree electric is by far better than gas. Electric is just so much more consistent than gas when it comes to temperature, and also manages to hold hotter temps for longer. Stovetop gas all the way.
Yeah. It's good, right?
I don't know. Well, listen, I don't have a dog in this fight. You were talking about it last week.
Well, they're saying stovetop, gas,
so the range, gas,
oven, electric.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, I was just giving Mom Brain the information since she went on her discussion last week. Do you guys get induction hobs over there? I hate them. They suck.
Not so much.
What does that even mean?
Like the stovetop.
What's a hob?
Stovetop. No?
HOBS?
Yeah.
What does that mean? To play us out?
What is that? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can get induction here. It's not common. People don't commonly have induction. I don't care.
I want to know what a hob is.
They're like
you're
little,
ignoring me.
It's a stovetop.
Oh, know what a hob is.
They're like
you're
little,
ignoring me.
It's a stovetop.
Oh.
How many
there we
times do
go.
I have to say it?
No.
Yeah, how many times?
you didn't explain that it was what they call it somewhere else. You were just saying like, I think it's a bow, it's a throw, whatever. Like I thought maybe hi Kobun. I thought it was something different. Steve Berman says, sorry, we call a stovetop a hob over here. Now I know that. Now my question is, why do you call it a hob?
I don't know. So is it confusing?
Heating over
obnubs.
That's it. We got it.
In fact, this oven that we have right now is so old.
How old is it?
We watch old game shows, people. So, do not by his own accord. Me, yes.
It survived an escapade.
Are you listen?
When
If
my
you're going to tell a
parents were
story,
away.
you tell the story. If you're not, then don't.
I mean,
You don't have to
been here-
name names.
I'm not bringing it up, but it
Okay.
survived an escapade when my parents were still living here.
Sorry, guys.
And, like,
That's
we
all the
were
story
like
you're getting.
kids. So it's old.
It survived an
Is this an
escapade.
after show story?
You know
or?
it.
Yeah, we were probably college age.
You know it for sure.
Oh, okay. Yep. I know it. It's good.
See, I don't
It's
know.
a good
Why would you do
story.
this? Why
All
would
right,
you do?
all
No,
right.
you don't have to. You're uncomfortable. Don't say it. My question is, why would you do this to all the podcast listeners? Be like, it survived something. I can't tell you what it is, though.
It's just
No response. Sorry, guys. I would have not told that story, and now you're just not getting it anyway. Moving on to what else we got here. Guys,
yeah.
we did it. IGN has heard our story. They listened to our segment about their Pikmin 4 sales, and they made a point to reach out to me on X and say, yeah, I was definitely wrong. And then we had a nice little chat on
I as in IGN, not I
well,
as in you.
the main host of the podcast. But it's the Nintendo Voice Chat Podcast X account. So they're
Okay, they were saying they were wrong. They weren't saying you were wrong.
yes.
okay.
They said they were wrong. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They say, yeah, I was definitely wrong, meaning them. So they're saying, yes, I,
How the heck did they hear this? People listen to this?
because that's right. And they said also they gave us some insight about their sales because we were talking about who buys stuff from IGN. Not as a knock, just who does it. And they said, as to our snapshot of the market, our commerce numbers come from our affiliate partners, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, and generally are a really good indicator of the game's overall success. We don't sell the games directly. We share links to retailers. So all they're saying is, you go to any site pretty much, and it's like, here's a retailer link, and it'll be like, the link and then some code for IGN. And then if that person that visits that link buys the game or whatever product it is, then IGN gets a little bit of the money from that. So that's what they're saying. It's all affiliate link stuff. So whatever their affiliate link numbers are, they extrapolate data from those to get a bigger picture of what they believe the game sales to be. But
So
as I said, they said they were wrong.
okay, well that's great. And they were looking at different numbers than what you were looking at, like clearly.
Well, they were looking at affiliate link numbers and being like, oh, the affiliate link numbers aren't that high for Pikmin 4. It's not selling that well. And I was looking at the actual sales numbers and saying
Right.
that it is selling well. So
But your job is to run a Nintendo news website. This particular person is probably just like a podcaster on IGN. They might not be too privy on where to look to get these sales numbers, like the right sales numbers, right?
Well, counterpoint, they follow me on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, on X. So we share sales numbers all the time. So literally, if you're only following me, you would still have all the sales numbers. But
well,
know.
counterpoint. I've followed you when it used to be called Twitter, and I had to stop following you because let me tell you, how do you find any you had 100 posts a day, which is great and everything, but what people like just scroll through that, I guess, and look at it? Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right.
That's
I'm
what
no
people
longer
do.
on Twitter, people.
That's what people do on social media platforms. You go on Instagram, you scroll. You go on X, you scroll. You go on Threads, you scroll. Yeah, that's what you do. And if something is like, say, like you follow GoNintendo tweet on X, awkward name now, and you're like, I don't want my feed to be all this stuff, but I want to support them, then you just mute them.
Oh.
So you could follow me, mute me, and then you're like, let's see what Nintendo news there is today, and go to my
I
profile.
should have done that. I didn't know there was a mute option.
Yes.
You know what?
Well,
I'm not
there's a
going
mute.
back.
There's a mute.
I'm not going back.
But Elon Musk just today, I
No
believe it
way.
was today, said they're taking away the ability to block people.
He's the best.
Why? Because he said it doesn't make sense.
What? You're right. None of this makes sense, my
Because
friend.
as we all know, every interaction on the internet ever is only good, and no one has any reason to block any
Freedom of
account
speech,
ever.
baby.
Oh my God. Yeah. Freedom of speech is fine, which he pretends he believes in. But freedom of speech is fine, but it's not a freedom to listen. You can shout into the void all you want. I don't have to hear it. I can mute you. Like I'm not stopping you from saying what you're saying. I'm just not listening to it. There's a difference between those two.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
gotta
today I
listen.
saw him say they're going to do away with blocking on X, and I'm like, it's like this man made a list of the worst decisions possible, and he's just burning through them.
Well,
I don't
it's-
understand.
Yeah,
it.
it's crazy because it was a very popular platform. Technically, he didn't necessarily have to change a thing. So he's coming in here and changing all this stuff. Does he get anything if the business like folds and closes? Like, does he get? Is there like some insurance something he can claim? Like, is there something to make him act this kind of seemingly irrationally?
Hi, Backseat Studios. That's a
than-
great question. I haven't read any articles that are like, here's what happens if he tanks it and he gets out. I can't imagine he could do anything where it's let's sink the thing I spent 44 billion on and somehow I'll make my money back.
Right?
I can't imagine it. No. So.
I don't even get. Yeah, I don't get it, man. It's weird.
Roth says they broke TweetDeck as well. Yes, which I guess is still called TweetDeck awkwardly, but I guess it's XDeck.
Dex.
So yeah, I Steve Irwin, that's really funny. I cannot read that on the podcast, but that's really funny. Readers added context. I got you. Okay. So yeah, that's his plan, is to take away blocking. And I guess when you're the leader of X, you can push through whatever garbage you want. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know why you would decide it's a good idea to take away the ability to block people or to block accounts, because 9 times out of 10 people are blocked because of harassment issues. So I don't know. Get ready to virtually face your haters.
It's crazy. What? Like,
You're talking crazy.
When I first saw that SpaceX rocket go up and land and stuff, I was like, we're dealing with a genius. We got an American genius here. He's not even American, first of
Yeah.
all. Secondly,
A South African American genius.
He's like, I don't even know. Like, he dropped that aside to be the big man because he didn't want to like back down on some threat that he made to buy some social media company. Like, and then run it in the ground when he clearly doesn't even want to own the thing. Like,
well, he didn't like. It wasn't about backing down. He made the deal. He couldn't get out of it. It was done. Like legally, he could
Right, but
not
he
get out of
shouldn't
the
have
deal.
but I thought it
made
was.
the deal.
Didn't it start because he was like, I could buy Twitter if I wanted, and then they were like, well, we'll sell
yeah.
it to you, and then he was like,
Yes.
okay, I'll take it, and then it almost felt like he felt like he could, he wanted to be the big man and say what he wanted to say.
Well, he could have said all that, but then you don't sign your name to the papers. Like, you could say, I'm going to buy Twitter. Twitter will be better with me in charge, blah, 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 blah. And then Twitter's like, okay, put up or shut up. And then he could have just slipped away, just like he's doing with the Facebook guy's fight, whatever his name is, Mark Zuckerberg, where he's like, I'll fight this guy for charity. I got to get a medical exam. Oh, my mom says no. I got to do some training in my backyard for like all these reasons. So Zuckerberg's like, we're moving on. This guy's not serious about doing this because he's not. So, but whatever.
What a world we live in.
So anyway, thank you to the IGN voice chat crew for reaching out, saying they were in the wrong and us having a nice chat on social media. I appreciate it. And as I said, no harm or ill will meant. And they said to me on X that they were happy. They listened to the whole piece because obviously they see something. They're like, oh, this is going to be a hit job on us. And they listened to the, whatever it was, 12-minute segment, and all is well. So all's well that ends well. A nice social media interaction. And that's all I got for you. Let's go into
I love hearing
the
that.
regular news. It is nice to have things end nicely. Yeah.
And what's cool is they didn't have to, it's not like you were mad. They didn't have to reach out. And you know what? They did it with grace. And I thought that was amazing.
Also, they did it publicly. It wasn't, yeah, we made a mistake. And they just said it to me personally. It was like, yeah, we made a mistake out in front of everybody. So good on them. We got the Japanese. No, this is not correct. It is. It is just not normally how we do it. We have the Japanese hardware and software sales for July 2023. I won't put you guys at the table here through the torture of it because it's only two of you. So, not surprisingly, the Switch was again the #1 hardware in Japan. It sold another 400,000 units.
Why is that not surprising?
That the Switch is #1 in Japan?
Well, I mean, I guess it's not surprising because they have been, but
yeah.
So that's why. See, I'm still surprised that there's people who don't have one and are buying it. But again, I'm the guy who
400,000 units were sold just in July alone in Japan alone. So
it's amazing. People don't have this thing.
Lots of people buying it. I guess. It's not surprising because this has been a story in Japan for the last 6 years. It's a little surprising because the PS5's out and the PS5 is not doing horribly by any stretch of the imagination. But in Japan, it's not doing what previous systems have done. The PS5 sold 243,000 units in Japan in July. So a decent number, but Japan's allegiance lies with the Switch right now. And again, that's combined sales for Switch. So that's light, standard, and OLED. We also have our... I'm sorry, I got so many yawns and my ears popping like crazy.
Mine too.
It's driving me nuts. I'm talking like the whole time. It's like in my head. We also have the top software sales for Japan. We have the top 10. 9 out of the top 10 are Switch games. Only one game in the top 10 is not a Switch game. Any guesses? It's only you. I'm sorry.
Oh, Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, so you're looking at it?
I'm looking directly at it.
Number 10, Ring Fit Adventure. Number 9, Smash Brothers. Number 8, Splatoon 3. Number 7, Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 6, Minecraft, the Switch Edition. Number 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 4, Final Fantasy 16.
I can't believe that Master Detective Archives Raincoat isn't on this list. It's crazy.
It is, and it's number 3.
I should have just let you keep talking. That's one of my favorites.
It is. So tell me why it's great to see it at number 3, because we've talked about it 2 weeks in a row now, and since you're so excited, I'll let you go.
I don't recall talking about it before.
It's funny because the first time we talked about it, you made eerily a similar comment.
Well, good for me.
And then I'm going to start saying, I'm going to explain it in a minute, and you're going to hear something be like, I remember this.
I'll let you.
Tears of the Kingdom is number 2, and Pikmin 4 is number 1. If you're curious, Pikmin 4 over in Japan is over 660,000 units sold. Japan alone, physical copies alone. So in Japan alone, the game has to be nearing 1 million sold. And it's trending ahead of Kirby and the Forgotten Realm. So, I mean, how much more evidence do you need that this Pikmin game's killing it?
Ochi for president.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Master Detective Archives Raincode, once again, made by the same guy who did the very popular Danganronpa series. Because you heard that last time and you're like, Danganronpa. We all know Danganronpa, which means you don't know it, so nobody knows it. But yes, it is a very popular franchise.
Damn near Danganronpa. No, that's hard to say.
Yep. This is his new game, Switch exclusive. They decided to do Switch exclusive because they believed the biggest audience for the game would be there. And it seems like they've been proven correct. We've seen sales updates on that game. And it's not just selling well in Japan, it's selling well worldwide. So good on them. But there's your top 10. In Japan, Switch still killing it 6+ years into its lifespan. Steister says if there was one game to break the Switch supremacy in Japan charts, I'm not surprised. It's a Final Fantasy game. Still great to see Pikmin at the top. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Here you go. Here's Japan. We have a Final Fantasy game that's less than a month old, and here's what's beating it. Pikmin 4. What's going on? Great for Pikmin, don't get me wrong, but Final Fantasy, I don't know.
And you said it's trending better than Kirby, which was the best-selling Kirby game, or the fastest selling
of all time.
Yeah, there you go.
It is trending ahead of that right now. Trends can obviously change and things can go higher or go lower, but that's where it is as of this week. That's the data this week. Trending ahead, launch aligned, we're talking about. So from the same amount of time Kirby was in the market as Pikmin 4 is in the market, launch aligned, Pikmin 4 is doing better. Crazy. You're talking crazy. 2 times this podcast. Pokemon Go. Don't look at the... Did you look at it?
Nope.
Pokemon Go, Mom Brain. Do. It's in its 7th year. How many times has it been downloaded?
Jeez.
10 million.
10 million. Do.
Is it worldwide?
Yeah.
Is it in every country that has
Not
an
in
iPhone?
every, but almost every. And Android.
1 billion.
1 billion. Mom Brain very low. Do very high. Do. I'm sorry, Price is Right rules. You lose, but you were closer. 678 million downloads worldwide for Pokemon Go. 7 years in, still going strong. Any guess on what country it's most popular in?
Japan.
Japan, Mom Brain.
America.
It is the United States. That's number one. Yes.
Ooh.
Download 164 million times in the United States.
But I saw that Japanese guy on TikTok on that bike with like 30 phones set up.
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Oh no, he moved to the States.
Or he's dead.
No. Well, he's obviously
Bike got
dead.
too
I
heavy.
mean,
He fell over a cliff,
riding
yeah.
a bike where he couldn't see where he was going.
Yeah, exactly. He had like one phone on the bike that had GPS, and he looked at that one to see where he was going.
That's brilliant, actually.
Pokemon Go is the 4th most downloaded game of all time in the United States. When it comes to globally, Pokemon Go is the 18th most downloaded game of all time across iOS and Android. Game has been in the top 20 of all time in average monthly users globally on iOS and Android during the first half of this year. So there you go. As we've said, there's people who are like, Pokemon Go, you still play that? That was over years ago. And you could be like, Pokemon Go, you mean the game that's in the top 10 now? You mean the game that's been in the top 20 for the whole half of the year? You mean the game that's been downloaded almost 700 million times? You mean the game that has over 100 million active players right now? That's what you could say,
Yes.
but they won't listen.
Yes, I do.
Steister again with the first comment. They say, I'm still playing this game after all these years. Don't spend money in it or play it obsessively, but I always open it during my walks or listening to a podcast and mess around it for a few minutes. Sounds like I'm not alone. You're far from alone, my friend. Hundreds of millions of players out there, and I know a couple of them personally.
Oh.
My sister's husband is a big Pokemon Go player, so there you go.
Your brother-in-law.
Yeah. I can't
Mhm.
remember what that
There you
was.
go.
I'm terrible with all those things. All right, I am making you guys do this one, so no looking do.
No looking do.
UK. We're looking at the top 10
I'm okay.
software for July.
Sorry.
This is digital and physical, all systems. UK, top 10, July, all platforms. Mom Brain, begin.
Pikmin. Pikmin
No.
4 to be exact.
Well, you're out. You get one correct and the whole game's over.
Top selling of July, all systems, digital and physical. And Pikmin's not on there?
This is the UK only.
UK, you said that. Final
did.
Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16. Nope. All right, everybody's still alive. Back to you, Mom Brain.
FIFA.
FIFA, number 1.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Do
Minecraft.
Minecraft, number 8. Yes. Mom Brain, back to you.
The Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy, number 6. You guys are dialed in on your UK now.
Can we just
Super
Pause.
Mario Kart.
No,
Kart
game's
8.
over. Mom Brain wins,
Mario
but that's a
Kart
good
I
guess.
never win.
8 Deluxe.
can we just look in at Steve Irwin, R.I.P., who posted a picture of Smelly Maisie.
Oh,
Her does look real smelly.
Look at that wrinkled chest. I
Her
love it.
definitely stinks.
That's so cute. So congratulations. There you go. The game is over. Here's your top 10 starting with number 10. Diablo 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yes, the 2022 edition. Minecraft, FIFA, or F1 23. Yeah, F1 23. Just double checking. Hogwarts. Then listen to this trying so hard to fight what I want to say here. I'm not going to say. All right, so Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was number 9. At number 5 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yes, it sounds like I'm saying the same name, and that's because I am. But here we're talking about the 2009 version.
Well, there you go, man.
So UK, July 2023, top 10 games of the month. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 is the 5th best-selling game. What's number 4? Call of Duty Black Ops 2. There you go.
But that's not a new game either. That's like really old, isn't it?
I don't know what the newest one is. I'm going to say Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the newest one.
But I just told you last week when I played Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and I think that's the 5th one of the Black Ops series. I might be wrong. I mean, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm begrudgingly looking it up because we're doing
Sorry.
facts here. So, oh God, a quick look on Wikipedia shows me 2012.
Isn't this crazy? Like who? Like
It is crazy. I should be able to easily look up what game is what. So I guess it's the 2012 version, and then I don't. The newest one is the 2022 version. I got no clue. Long story short, the UK loves Call of Duty so much, which is fine, that it's literally 3 of the top 10 games in the UK for July 2023. Followed by number 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. And number 1, FIFA, as we said. There you go. PS5 took number 1 overall. Sales for the system are up 68% year over year. As I've said many times in the past, UK is PlayStation territory. Switch is number 2. Sales were down 15% compared to July last year. No, compared to the month before, sorry. And that makes sense with Zelda. Year-to-date Switch sales are down 8.5%. That's really crazy that they're only down 8% versus last year. That's nuts. And Xbox, sadly for them, number 3. How? People really hate the Xbox. Xbox was number 3, and sales were down 12% compared to the month before. It's not where a system should be when it's at this point in its lifespan. That's rough. Year to date, Xbox sales are down 22%. They gotta see a bump with Starfield when that comes out. I just don't know how big of a bump it's going to be, but they'll see a bump. The hype is there, definitely. I'm not even a big Bethesda. Is it Bethesda? Yeah. Not even a big Bethesda fan, and I'm going to play it, but I know the hype's. There's going to be a bump in sales. I just don't know.
You're going to play
how
that?
Big. Yeah, I'll play it. I'm going to at least check it out. Definitely. I mean, it's outer space. I like outer space. I mean, that's the main reason I don't like Elder Scrolls. Like, I'm not big
you like
into
sci-fi over fantasy.
I like sci-fi over fantasy by like a lot. Like fantasy
makes you think of history, and
yes,
you hate that.
You're exactly right. Fantasy makes me think of history, and I automatically think of my dad and my childhood, and I'm out. I couldn't be any less interested. I don't care if you throw in human characters that are all different animals and wizards and spells. Like, I'm like, if I got to go through like caves and mountains and like people are like blacksmithing, and I'm like, oh, please, no. Sure, people are churning butter outside of houses. I'm like, no, I saw this when I was a kid. I don't want to play a game here.
We almost had you with Game of Thrones until those last seasons. You could have been a fantasy fan.
Well, I mean, you had me. You have me now. I'm still watching the new one, even though I have a lot of gripes with that. But I'm there. I'm not a fan of fantasy, but I will not watch a fantasy. Like, I'm always open to it. It's just, it's got to be. I would never like review a fantasy thing and say it sucks. There's people wearing rags and they're sharpening swords. Like, that's a me thing. That's stupid. I'd be like, I don't think the characters are well developed, or stuff like that. But when I'm watching a fantasy thing, for me to get enjoyment of it, there's a higher bar because of the fantasy. But I can remove myself from that. The cake is here.
I think so.
All right.
I hope it's not a puddle.
Moving on, Feral Interactive has teased 2 more Switch games. Feral has, what do I think of Ren Fairs, Kobun? I've never been to one, but I've heard they're a ton of fun. I would go to a Ren Fair because I want to check out the booths, because I know they sell a lot of fun stuff. Plus, there'd probably be some fun food to eat. Like, I'm not getting like a turkey leg or something, but like, I'm sure there's like ye old funnel cakes or some stupid thing like that. So I'm down for that. Some powdered sugar confectionery treat. I'm all about that. And I'm not getting dressed up, but I like seeing people get dressed up. So that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm not against the Ren Fair.
Yeah, it's probably
we
fun
have a
to
couple
walk around.
friends who go to Ren Fairs from time to time. But anyway, Feral Interactive. For the Switch, they've done things like Alien Isolation, Grid Autosport, and more recently, the Lara Croft collection. Well, they're teasing something else for Switch. Well, not something else. Two other something else's. They've showed a teaser image with dolphins.
Echo, he's coming
And
back.
text that says, "Over our heads." And they also have one that shows a pool table alongside the words, "Now you've got to play the part."
Corner pocket.
So, of course, the internet sleuths out there have their reasoning, of which the full details I don't have. But the internet is convinced that Feral's talking about Just Cause. They don't know which one. And Hitman Absolution. Are those the games that are coming over? I don't know, but that's what the...
What didn't I understand about the clues? What was the first clue?
It was the dolphins.
Yeah,
A picture
Echo.
of
It's obvious
dolphins.
Echo the dolphin. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you go... Like, I linked to the whole article breaking down why these people believe it
Oh.
to be Just Cause and Hitman Absolution. I don't have those details right here. There it is. It arrived. Is it a puddle?
Oh my god, that looks
Oh,
so good.
yeah.
That looks
Oh,
good.
yeah. I can't eat. Oh, we got to save it for tomorrow. But thank you.
I'm gonna put it in the
My
downstairs.
God, I'm
window.
so excited for that cake. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. So there you go. We'll keep tabs on whatever they announce and see what happens. I don't know, but that's the speculation right now. Nintendo has announced Drizzle Season 2023 for Splatoon 3, and it kicks off September 1st. Alongside that, they also revealed Deep Cut Amiibo. So if you're a fan of the band Deep Cut, then you will be able to get all three amiibo. So that's Shiver, Fry, and Big Man. Of course, we all know Big Man
Nice.
is the best.
He's gonna sell out quick.
I believe it's one of those 3-packs, so you get them all in one.
Oh.
But there you go. You scan them and you get stuff in game, of course. But it's amiibo, so get your pre-orders in. And then Drizzle Season brings a whole bunch of new content, new weapons, new stages, new challenges, and more. They got a whole trailer that you can check out if you're wondering for the
Man.
specifics of that.
So much to love if you're a Splatoon 3 player, ladies and gentlemen.
And they announced another Splatfest as well. I believe the Splatfest is which member of Deep Cut is your favorite. So get out there and fight for that one. D says hi, says yay on Deep Cut Amiibo.
Bigger.
I've been waiting for those. Well, you got to wait a little bit longer, but they are coming. North America, what do we got this week? Let me fill you in, because I believe there were some heavy hitters. Red Dead Redemption, Quake 2, even though that was technically last week, Nintendo added it this week. Finally, after such a long wait and literally a year delay, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is available. It's the game that's heavily inspired by Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio, whichever you prefer to call it. I'm a huge fan of those games, and I cannot wait to play this. I really hope it turns out good. I need a Jet Set fix.
I'm sorry. Did you say Jet Set Radio is making a new one, or I wasn't listening to any of that?
I could tell.
My little birds are coming to me, and I wanted
Oh.
to write it down before it happened. But please
Sega
repeat
is
that.
not-
I'm so sorry.
Sega is not making a new one. This is a game that I said was heavily
Influenced,
inspired by Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio, whichever one you prefer.
So we're just gonna be praying.
What's going on right now?
Oh.
So yes, this was not made by Sega at all in any way, shape, or form. This is a completely different company doing this.
Is it a rollerblading?
It's exactly
like
the same.
graffiti game.
Yeah.
And it's for the Switch.
Yep.
And it's coming out soon.
The 18th today.
And is it going to be good?
You want me to just do the whole story again? It was announced a long time
need to
ago.
know if it's going to be good.
It came out today. I don't know.
Oh, you don't read reviews. That's right.
There are no reviews as far as I saw. I don't know that they did early codes for it, which always
Oh.
makes me worry. But they literally took an extra year. Like they delayed the game over a year ago, saying it's going to be out a year later than we thought, to make it as best as it could be.
Well, hopefully.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it because there's
was-
nothing like Jet Set, and I'm so excited for that. You
that
need
was one of those games.
cell shaded graphics. You need rollerblading. You need awesome music. And
Are you talking
need,
about your birthday party?
You need spray painting. So
Yes.
they got the same composer involved as
Really?
Jet Set. So I know.
Holy
that-
cow.
Oh wow, that's funny.
I'm not even
Solomon
upset.
Link just said that now.
I'm
It's cell shaded. All the moves are there. It looks the part and it sounds the part, but does it play it? I don't know. We'll find out.
I
I'll have
remember
impressions next
going
week.
over to your house, in high school, because I didn't know anyone who had a Dreamcast but you, and the Dreamcast was so awesome to me. And that was one of those games, right, that you would play on there.
Yep.
And oh my god, so awesome!
It's
I
the
wanted to
reason-
play it so bad, and I didn't have a Dreamcast. I never got to own that game.
Yeah, that I love that game. And then there were two reasons I bought an Xbox at launch, because there was an Oddworld game coming out, and Jet Set Radio Future was going to be on the Xbox. I was like, sold. That I'm getting an Xbox. That's all that I needed for. Then I also bought Halo, and I was like, oh, this is great. Yes, and then Sega ever since then was like, we don't do that series anymore. Anyway, what else is coming out? A Castle Full of Cats. Airy.
Yes, please.
Flow of Time. Airplane Race Simulator 2-player game. Arcade Archives Mad Shark. Arcade Snake Go. Bokura. Brave Bow Archer Princess Rescue Simulator. Candlefire Run. Cats Cosmic Atlas. Mom Brain, look into Cats Cosmic Atlas because I believe it's a game meant for cats to play. Like you set it up for your cat.
Oh my god.
Chrome Wolf. Die After Sunset. Duck Race. Embraced by Autumn. Forklift 2024. Formula Racing Simulator. It's called FR Master. Funny Jokes. Gauntler. Hidden Shapes Cat Realm and Trick or Cats. Luck Breaker. Marble It Up Ultra. By the way, if you already own Marble It Up, Ultra is available as a free download. Neko
No
Journey.
additional charge.
That's right. No additional charge over the base game. Neko Journey. Quantum Recharged. Rescue Team 911 Simulator. Ambulance Police Firefighter.
It doesn't look like that is the case.
I'll have to look into it. Sable's Grimoire, Man and Elf. Satay Shop Tycoon. Shinobi Non Grata. Skateboard Drifting with Maxwell Cat, the game simulator. The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. Mom Brain, you gotta check that game out. I need you to play that game.
Maybe I'll
The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood.
play it on the plane.
It's all about feminism and tarot cards and spiritual stuff and witches and all that.
What kind of a game is it?
Look it up. What do you want? I don't know.
Ooh, I gotta verify my age.
Yep.
Oh man.
Suganohi, yes. Vampire Survivors, Virgo versus the Zodiac, Vostok 2061, Wizard's Legacy, the Nightmare Pack Manager Simulator, and Room Puzzles, WROOM.
Womb room? Cubby Wubby
Cubby
Womb
Wubby
room?
Womb Room?
Would you mind taking on Nicky Hill's job?
Not at all. Time.
Josh, please, come on.
He's good. He's good.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Time for the European Switch eShop releases for the week of August 17th, the year of our Lord 2023. Europe by Raw Meat Cowboy. This is Stu Michaels filling in for.
Oh, that's right, my pun. I meant to mention that earlier. I'll
It was
address
good.
that
It was
afterwards.
good. I'm filling in for Nicky Hill. Nicky Hill, we speak your name. A Castle Full of Cats. Airy Flow of Time. Astro Flame Starfighter. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Bright Lights of Sveltov. Candlefire Run. Chrome Wolf. Creepy Tail Ingrid Penance. Crypto Miner Tycoon Simulator. Die After Sunset. Duck Race. Forklift 2024 The Simulation. Gauntler. Hentai Stars.
Hell yeah.
My goodness. Hidden Shapes, Cat Realm, and Trick or Cats.
Mhm.
2-in-1 bundle there, people.
Luck Breaker. Marble It Up Ultra. Moving Out 2. Oh. Prison Life Simulator Jail.
Oh dear.
Quantum Recharged. Rainbow Skies. Red Dead Redemption. Satay Shop Tycoon. Shinobi Non Grata. Summer Valley Hike. The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. Tow Truck Driver Simulator 2023. Vampire Survivors. Wizard's Legacy Nightmare Park Manager Simulator.
Rolls off the tongue.
Room Puzzles. And last but not least, Extreme Sports.
Extreme Sports. I'll give that a little toot. That's a way forward game that was on a Game Boy Color back in the day, revived for the Switch. And also, there will be a physical release if you'd like one. My friends at Way Forward.
The king of hating remakes and remasters and redones loves this one, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Just kidding.
No, you don't get away with it. You know why? Because it's
I know why. Because
okay, tell me.
Because no one has it's on a system no one has, and no one has the game, and no one can access it anymore. And now it's going to be in many hands.
Because it's a straight port, and that's it.
Many hands make the village baby grow.
It's just a straight port.
So you love the Red Dead Redemption port?
Not
then?
enhanced. Out of all those, yes, I've already argued this. I wouldn't buy it, but that's what I want. Yeah, that's why last week I was like, I'm not commenting because I was like, this seems fair to me. Yes, this is not. It might have like a border on the screen because obviously the Game Boy Color wasn't a widescreen, but other than that, same game.
So this kitty cat game, they just show in the very beginning of the trailer a cat like playing with the controllers, but that's it.
Well, never mind then. Maybe Piper would like it.
I don't really think there's much Piper likes, quite frankly.
Scritch boards. Deux, is there a comment?
There is.
She likes to be grumpy.
Gecko Kitsune says, for the week of August 17th, in the year of our Lord 2023, crying, laughing.
A super fan. I'll take the fan. Yes, puns. I gotta say, this was almost a topic I talked about at the beginning of the show. I gotta say, this was almost a topic I talked about at the beginning of the show, but I need to. But since he said the you're up thing, which is something I wrote, I'm at my pun limit, people. Because now that I do threads, all right. So I don't know how many people.
You're at the end of your thread.
I don't know how many people know this. So when I post stories on GoNintendo on Thursdays or Fridays, those are the games. Those are the days when all the games come out for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like 20 to 40 games every Thursday to Friday. And when I write the title, I like to do something a little different. So I'll take whatever the title is. The title of the game, and I'll make a little pun because, you know, I want to do something a little special. I don't want to have 20 posts in a row where it's just like this game's out today, that game's out today, this game's out today. So I try to do a little pun. But now that I'm doing threads as well, I'm doubling the amount of puns, and because I don't want to just be like, thread users get what Twitter users get, because I want to give them something a little bit different. So I have to think of double the puns, double the amount of puns, and it's killing me because I know some of them aren't funny, but I'm struggling to think of puns for things.
Well, puns, that's kind of the nature of puns, isn't it? Like
that they're not funny.
I mean, not all the time.
I agree. But some of puns I'll say are often, I consider them more smart than funny. I'll be like, oh, it's playing a word. I get it. But I'm not going to be like, oh my God, that's so funny. But like, like I'm reading through ones I did this week. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk grinds onto the Switch today. So you get what's going on there. Particularly happy about this one. We're Not Kitten. Cat's Cosmic Atlas launches on Switch today.
These are really smart.
It's not just
what the
a clever
problem is.
pun.
So whatever the title is on GoNintendo proper, that's what that's what X gets as well. But then Threads needs its own pun. So I'm like, the wells run dry. Embraced by Autumn falls onto the Switch today. Now here, I'll give you a name of one. You tell me what you would make the pun because I struggled with this one.
All right.
The name of the game is Chrome Wolf. It's tough.
Yeah, Chrome Wolf. howling at this. When does it come out? Tomorrow?
It's out
Howling
now.
at tomorrow's moon. Howling at the moon tonight. Chrome Wolf. No, that's terrible.
Trust me. I tried to think of Howl, or way to use Howl so long. Like I have my little byline now. That's where I
you'll
can.
be playing Chrome Wolf.
Okay, perfect.
That's what I use for my byline. I wrote, "Well, howl about that," because it's the byline. I couldn't figure out a way to put it in the title to make sense of what was going on. So yeah, that's a tough one. Neko Journey claws its way onto the Switch because Neko means cat.
And that's not Cream Wolf. That's Chrome Wolf.
As much as I wish it was, and you do too, it is not. Yeah. Let me see what other.
I'd
puns
buy
I
that
got
for
here.
$4.99 on the Switch.
I mean, it was just a Flash game. That seems like the right price, but yeah, I would buy that. I think I'd go $10 to tell you the truth. But yeah, I would love to play Cream Wolf again.
And if they packaged it with that, hey Shug, that Bill Cosby game where he,
I thought
never
you were going
mind.
to say the unicorn game. That Cartoon Network also did, where it was always I want to be with you.
And it was like a left to right
You got it.
platformer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Vampire Survivor stakes its claim on Switch today. Come on, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's very good.
Go through a few more. Marble It Up Ultra rolls onto the Switch. I know it's not that great, but Marble rolls. 2 Point Campus Medical School checks up on the Switch today. I
Checks
know.
up on the Switch.
Well, doctor checks up on you. You get a check-in at the doctor.
Mm.
Listen, guys, I said the well's running dry. Let's Build a Zoo Aquarium Odyssey makes a splash on Switch today.
So that Matt Damon movie they made into a game.
I haven't played the game, so I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna say no. Yeah, so you get it, guys. If there's not a great pun, what do you want me to do? Send your puns to GoNintendo tweet on X.
Now, have you been getting crap about the puns, or you're just being
No,
self-conscious?
not at all. Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just being
People
self-conscious
tell me
about-
that they like the puns. I've only heard good things, but I know
Well, now you're
some of
pressured
them
to
I'm
keep them
not
up.
proud of. I like doing them; they're fun, but some just don't play well with puns. Like
It's just it's what's nice is even though you think you're like losing steam, there's no such thing because it's always a new thing to make a pun about. So it's
Yeah.
really like whatever the subject matter is what makes it difficult.
But that's the problem because, like, for example, there's a lot of cat games, and I'm like, I only have so many cat puns that I can use.
Litter.
Perfect,
right.
scratch,
Perfect,
claw.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done them all.
Yarn.
Here, this is exactly how it goes. So again, Wednesday into Thursday is when I'm doing these mostly because that's when the bulk comes out. So Wednesday night, 1 o'clock in the morning, I sit down and do the regular round of news. Then I turn to the recap of the games that are launching on that day. I have AEW Dynamite on my second monitor. That's when I'm watching Dynamite and getting caught up, and everything's going well. And then I'll get to a game where I'm like, I can't think of a pun, and it gets so taxing that I pause Dynamite and I sit there in silence with my hands, and I'm
Sabadoo's
like,
got it.
what is this? What pun can I do? I'll go to the Discord to see. Joe Shabadoo. Oh my God, so many came up. Joe Shabadoo says, Chrome Wolf, something, it's no Firefox. It's a pun, sure. Joe Shabadoo, from now on, I'll be DMing you. Hi, Marsboro. I'll be DMing you on Wednesday into Thursday night for pun help. I'm sure you can come up with something punderful. Our final top story, Super Mario Brothers movie is setting more box office records in Japan. You might be thinking, what the hell? That movie's still in theaters? In Japan it is, because they got it.
That was a joke, man.
Thank you. They got it much later than we did. So yes, it is in theaters right now. It has crossed the $100 million mark in Japan, making it Universal's top movie ever in that region. Crazy, right? You name a Universal movie that's released in Japan, this has done better than that.
Super Mario Brothers the movie.
That's getting re-released in Japan in theaters. Just posted about it this week.
That'll be number 2.
Yeah. Figures good enough to make the Super Mario Brothers movie the 6th place movie overall in terms of Hollywood films in Japan. So Hollywood films that have released in Japan, Mario is now the 6th biggest ever.
How's Barbie doing in Japan? I feel like they would like that.
I don't know, to tell you the truth. I got no idea. I can tell you, as far as box office goes in the United States, Barbie's inching very close to surpassing Mario. So Mario will still be far and away the biggest movie of the year. But as far as domestic box office goes, Mario's looking like it'll end up being number 2 over Barbie this year. So here in the States, we're bigger Barbie fans than Mario fans, but worldwide, it's more Mario than Barbie. But Barbie's doing very well worldwide. I believe it crossed, I don't know if it crossed the $1 billion market. If not, it's very close.
Was Charles Martinet in the Barbie movie?
Not that I saw, not for sure. He wasn't one of the Kens, as far as I
That
know.
would have been awesome if they cast him as a Ken.
King Broly says, pretty good leg out for Mario. Yeah, it's true. The sucker's got legs. That long tail, those evergreen movies for Nintendo. Let's see. Barbie global box office. 1.18 billion. So yeah, it's Mario's at 1.34 billion. Barbie's at 1.18. So I don't think Barbie's going to surpass Mario, but that's a hell of a box office for Barbie. Deserves every penny, every bit of it. So there you go. We've had, the people are like, movies are dying and it's only superhero movies. Well, we got Mario, the biggest ever, and Barbie, one of the biggest ever. And I'm sure Hollywood will take the wrong lesson from Barbie and be like, toy movies.
Well, I was going to bring that up, but I haven't seen it. But like, do you think this is going to be one of those things where they totally misunderstand why Barbie was so popular? And it's like Barbie 2, 3, and 4. And it's not, obviously Greta Gerwig's going to be like, I'm out of here.
Will
You
there
bastardized
be
my thing.
a Barbie movie sequel? I think it's a safe bet, but I think Greta will still be
What if it's
involved.
like what if they like really misread it and there's like the Ken movie, like Ken gets his
Oh,
own
God.
movie.
But will other companies be like, we have popular toys, and will they turn them into movies that not have any meaning to them? Yes, without a doubt.
Well, isn't Mattel doing that already? Don't they have like 4 or 5
See,
already set up? Or
they
is that
do, but they're all taking the approach of Barbie, which is how it was before Barbie was popular. So obviously, it depends on the talent and the talent you have attached to the movie. Like, just because they're aiming for it to be, subversive in a way and have some sort of meaning, doesn't mean that's how it'll come out in the end. But their goal from the inception is to be that. So, like, whatever toy movies they do from here on out could end up being as good because that's the direction they were planning to take. But again, it depends on who's writing and directing. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But yes, I'm sure there'll be like the Bop It movie. Trying to think of other toys that make for horrible movies. The Skip It movie and Go My Walking Pup movie and
That's a horror movie.
Connect
for
4
sure.
the movie and what other
Battleship, the film.
we already have that. They did Battleship. It's a movie.
There's a
Something Red
couple of them, I
October?
think.
No, there's a literal Battleship movie.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's got to be bad.
Yes, I did not see it. I
Battleship.
I heard very
There
bad.
you go.
I could get you for the puns. I've heard very bad things about it. There's your top stories, everybody. Well, Mom Brain.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Pikmin 4.
Let's hear more about it.
I'm on day maybe like 26. Got some rock Pikmin. Got the blue Pikmin. I'm
How's Ochi's skill set coming along?
great. I do love that they call the treats scrummy bones. Like, here, Ochi, have a nice scrummy bone.
I eat one of those.
I bet. Ochi's training is coming along very nicely. I try to, keep it balanced to the best of my ability. I don't want to.
Heard a lot of Pikmin dying last night.
I could talk details. Yeah, like it's not.
How much
That's what we're
detail?
here to. Or, well, I guess not spoilers, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything.
No
so
story spoilers, but
I mean, I can. I've got glow
oh yeah,
Pikmin, which is kind of cool. Done some Dandori battles and challenges. I mean, it's just a really fun time.
And Piper was hanging out with you while you were playing.
Yeah,
Nice.
like a creeper though. I didn't know she was down there. Rami came down and was like, "You know that the cat's sitting right
It
behind
was
you."
like she was sitting at the corner of the chair behind her. Like, so
The cat
I'm going to
was
be
so
down
funny.
here, but I'm not going to let you know I'm down here.
And I like turned to look at her, and she was like, "No," and
Yeah.
walked away.
Also,
I
we
liked
don't
it better
know
when you didn't know I was
Yeah.
here.
we don't know where she was, but she was like covered in dust and
She like,
dirt.
you know, when cats like get into something, they get like dusty whiskers.
Okay,
and I
yeah.
was like, "Where?" Like, I looked at her.
Yeah, where
like
could
a
she
little
have
bit later, I
gone?
We
was like,
have,
"Where
because
were
where the
you?"
retro games are, we have blocked off because she was going under the bar and crawling around there and all that stuff. So it's only that space. Then I don't know what corner she got into, but
That's
she found
funny.
something.
I mean, it's
Weirdo.
a basement, so like
Yeah.
there's bound to be a cobweb.
And cats are
dust.
gonna find it if
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she was like a wreck this morning. You went into your office, and she like came out, and must have just woken up. She had like boogers
did,
in her
yeah.
eyes, and she was like all like scrunch faced.
She'll hang out in my office usually if like it's raining because she's scared. But today she was just sleeping in there. Like I went to start work and I disturbed her and she came out and looked at me. I was like,
Yeah,
and
she was
then
all
left the room.
scrungly. It was
Oh.
it was pretty cute.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Pikmin 4.
Mm.
You got so much more to do and see, and I hope you enjoy it all.
Thank you.
Do what have you been playing?
I played a Fortnite round with the boys. We did okay. I played a little bit more of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remastered. I got to this isn't a spoiler because everyone's played this game. So I got to like the opera house part of it, where like one of the characters sings opera. And I didn't know this. They made that scene the 2D, 3D pixel thing or whatever, just for like that scene. So I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, they didn't have to do that. It was cute, you know, because that's like a real, that's like a pretty like emotional
scene,
part
yeah.
of the game, and like, you know, obviously you can do the original version, but then there's also the lyric version of the song, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Final Fantasy iconic scenes go, that's definitely one of them. Especially, you know, for a long time Final Fantasy fans, there's many people that are like they started with Final Fantasy 7 and went after that, so they may not be aware. But yes, that's definitely an iconic scene.
But yeah, I actually got more into Oracle of Seasons, the Zelda Game Boy Color experience. I'm doing really well. I'm moving right along. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's an excellent game. Like, I mean, I don't know what I was why you'd think it wouldn't be, but it's excellent. It's
Call me
better.
crazy, but this Zelda game's pretty good.
So far, I think it's. I mean, this isn't saying much because it's way newer, but like I think it's a lot better than Link's Awakening. There's a lot of similarities. Like it's kind of takes a lot of like the artwork or like the sprites or whatever is all from Link's Awakening. There's a lot of music that's from Link's Awakening, but I think overall, like the moment to moment gameplay and like the weird creatures that you come across and ride around the map to get
I remember
to
that.
all over the map, and like the map is so intricately designed. Like if you like now I'm doing a lot better because I have all the my wand has all the seasons on it, so I'm a little bit freer now. But like when I was first starting out, it was like a really intricate map where if you took one wrong turn, you'd have to go like do a whole thing again because you couldn't get back or whatever. But it's I'm really enjoying it. I'd say my one criticism, and it's just, you know, it's almost not fair, is that it just needs more buttons. It just needs more buttons to equip more items at once. But it was from the Game Boy Color, so what are you going to do? I actually looked. I was so frustrated with it that I looked up when did the Game Boy Advance come out, because I was like, come on, they couldn't have put this on the Game Boy Advance. And apparently they couldn't. They came out the same exact year. So they just couldn't wait an extra year to add some buttons in. But what are you going to do? That's
they would have had to redo everything. The graphics, the button, like all of it have to be rebuilt.
I just want more buttons. I don't see why that has to
Hi, Sneaker Hacks.
do anything. But again, I don't know any of that.
Well, let's think of it like I'll take a different approach here. Let's think of it like this. You have a brand new system, the GBA, and you're going to launch with a game that looks like a Game Boy Color game. your audience is going to be like, why would I buy this?
Okay, I got you.
You wouldn't do that and be like, with new buttons. People be like, what?
Playing it, 30 years later or 20 years later.
Back then, I would have been like, this is awesome. But if you're trying to sell a new system, and back then the main selling point is better graphics, and you put out a Game Boy Color game, people are going to be like, no.
Yeah, I'm playing it 30 years later where it's like, to me, it all looks like warmed up poop. So it doesn't matter. I just need the gameplay to be good. And it's excellent. It's just, you have to go into the menu too much, but I think that's literally my only problem. I love I don't know why I love it, because there's no reason to love it. I want to know if this is nostalgia. I love that the Game Boy tries to play the music. Like there's like a Ocarina of Time songs are like all over this game, and there's not enough like sounds to make the sounds. And when you're playing, sometimes it can't even do the sounds that are actually there because you're like making sounds with your. I love that old school where like you press a button and like the music can't even play. Like the music can't even play because there's too much going on. I love that. I don't know why I think it's a nostalgia.
If you had a system that came out now that did that, you would hate it. But yes,
I would. It's so nostalgic.
It's a nostalgic thing. So this you might appreciate then. Sea of Stars, the RPG I'm playing for review that I can't talk about, but this is in the demo and it's been talked about in interviews. The game is meant to mimic what RPGs were like during the 16-bit era on Super Nintendo. So like it looks like those games. It's got similar mechanics and all that. But also the composer even went so far to do that.
Man,
he's like, some people might not even notice, but we've limited how the instruments are used based on how many are playing at the same time because of that being a limitation back in the day. And I love that kind of stuff.
That's great. Yeah, there's a lot of charm with that. Like the Gorons are in it, and it's trying to play like the Goron Death Mountain music, and it sounds it's not good, but it's not bad. And it's like you're like on a Game Boy, like this is pretty incredible. Like,
so you are a D-Make fan, but when it comes to music only,
well, I don't
like, you don't want like Red Dead Redemption, but it looks like a Red Dead Redemption 2, but it looks like a Game Boy game or an N64 game.
I don't know how they could do that.
They
and
100%
make me happy.
Could. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would, because we're talking visuals there.
Yeah.
If it's just sound, you find it charming. If it's visuals, you're like, I don't want to look at this.
I mean, if they made an Ocarina of Time with Link's Awakening graphics, I'd definitely play it. I don't know how excited I'd be about it, but
you mean original Link's Awakening graphics?
Yeah, like what I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
Oracle of Seasons to me is basically Link's Awakening graphics. Am I wrong?
No, I'm making sure because of remakes. They have the same name.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just making sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I don't know. It's great. It's great that I get to play this game because I never had a Game Boy Color and I never got to experience this Zelda. And as a lifelong Zelda fan, I mean, this is pretty cool. And then knowing that when I finish it, it somehow links to the other game seems like it's so cool. And everything I've read online, not everything, but a lot of what I've read online says that people seem to like ages better as a game. So if I'm liking this one this much, I'm kind of excited to get to the next one.
So excited when I played it as a kid, being like, I'm gonna finish it and I have a whole nother Zelda game to go into, and taking your code, and I was like, and this is amazing. And people are talking to you and you're like, they know what I did.
Oh wow, that's cool. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's cool mechanic, and I've been playing a while. I'm on the 5th level. I just made it to the 5th level, and it's a big game. It's not like, because I mean, part of me was like, it can't. There's 2 games. It can't be 2 full games.
Split 2 games.
It's huge.
Into one game
huge.
into 2.
I have a feeling it's going to be like a full Zelda game, and then the next one.
It is, because their original intention was to do 3 of them.
Oh,
but they didn't have enough time to do the 3rd, so they took some of the content from the 3rd and put it between the other 2. So you have 2 supersized games.
Man,
really,
what a crazy thing. I love that. And it's
I'd love to see Nintendo and Capcom work together again on a Zelda game. It'd be a spin-off game, but I'd love to see them do that. I think that'd be really cool.
It seemed like they had Capcom doing their handheld Zeldas I guess
For,
maybe not all of them,
for a
but
period
few
of
them.
time. Those and Minish Cap, yeah.
Yeah, and well now, and I love the Minish Cap, but like now playing this, I'm like, now I see why people don't really like Minish Cap all that much. You know, not I mean, there's a few other reasons, but yeah, like I don't know. This is a great experience so far. So I'm really happy that it clicked with me, because I, you know me, sometimes if it, you know, if it's graphical like that, I might not be
Yeah.
you know, too into it, no matter how good the gameplay is. But like the original Link's Awakening, I'm using the excuse of, oh, I played the, you know, the updated version, so I don't have to finish, you know, the 2D version, and that's my excuse.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm pushing forward, and I think I'm gonna do it. Like I said, I've got all the seasons now, so I can make it whatever season I want, baby.
Well, you had your little dip where you were like, I don't know if I'm going to continue, just for whatever, cause of the button issue and all that. But you're back and better than ever. So yeah, I'm sure you'll.
Well, when
see
you
it through.
when you have to go into the menu 100 times in 5 minutes, you do it without even thinking. So like, I've gotten to the point where I'm really good at switching out items and stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it any less annoying, but I guess it kind of does, because I'm so good at it, I can do it without thinking. And you're doing it in like a boss fight too, and it's like, whatever.
Well, think about this. You only played one Mega Man game as a kid. I played all of them on the NES and the Game Boy. So I played like 11 Mega Man games where you have to the menu, change your weapon, bring it like, so that was a, like, you know, with Zelda you have Link's Awakening and Oracle of Ages and Season Mega Man, like that was the default. And when Mega Man went to Super Nintendo with Mega Man X, I was like, the shoulder buttons for swapping weapons, this is amazing. So yeah, that was a thing back then.
Let me just see if there was anything else. No, nothing about that I have written down that I wanted to talk about. But
You know what you should do? You should look up the commercial for Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
I might have seen it. The Japanese commercial?
No, the American one.
Okay.
Because I knew, like, Nintendo Power or some game magazine was like, you should start seeing commercials for it on TV right now. And I used to watch like every game show that was on TV, video game related show, to see the commercials or the commercial for this. And I never saw it. Or at least I didn't see it for a few weeks. And then like a few days after I was desperately looking for it, my mom was like, did you see that new Zelda game? And I was like, what? She's like, I saw a commercial for it. I was like, you did? She goes, the commercial's so cool. And I was like, no. And I don't know. I had to wait like another week before it popped up on Nickelodeon.
Isn't that hilarious that our lives used to be like, if you wanted to see a commercial, you had to watch 3 weeks of television. Like you couldn't just go on YouTube, watch it, and then be like, I hate my life and the world sucks. You know, like it was like, this is amazing. I'm going to wait 3 weeks watching horrible shows to see this commercial.
It's like, oh, this game's coming out in like a year. I can't wait to read about it more in the next issue of Nintendo Power a month from now. Or like, I've told the story a million times. When I was just flipping channels on TV one day, and QVC was showing Donkey Kong Country, and like before it was out, and I like watched the whole 2 hours of them playing it and recorded it on a VHS. I was like, look at the rain. Look at the rain in this game. This is unbelievable. And of course, they have a QVC person playing it, so they have no idea what video games are or how to do anything. Right. And I'm like, jump on that guy. Why are you jumping on that guy? It's driving me nuts. But man, so for the next however many weeks, I don't know, I used to watch that clip, like that VHS tape, over and over again and be like, it looks so amazing. And I'm like, why won't they shut up so I can hear the music? I'm like,
man, that's
the music's so bad. I know my parents still have that tape somewhere. I guarantee they haven't recorded over that. So somewhere out there,
it's next to the Choo Choo Train one.
Oh yeah, it could be the same tape for all I know. That's probably the one I would have grabbed. So
you used to be a graphics whore back in the day.
That's
drooling over that rain.
Yeah, that's all. That's what it was all about back then. Especially with Donkey Kong Country. Like we were so deep in the 16-bit era by that time. You saw Donkey Kong Country and you're like, how are they even doing this? Right. How is this even possible? So
yeah, it's like there's real gorillas in the screen.
Yeah, Nintendo Power, or maybe it was Game Players magazine, had an article that was like, Nintendo is using the same computers that have created Toy Story to build. And I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. How's this possible? So yeah, that was it, man. It was, I mean, that's all you had back
And
then.
Nintendo
Graphics.
still makes you feel that way today. So
does.
that's a good
Except
thing.
now, back then it was just like, this is so cool, this is amazing. Now I like cry all the time. Like, and I still think it's amazing, but I don't remember as a kid crying. Like, so I was that happy. I was just really, really, really excited.
Well, maybe now it's just the years of nostalgia have built up. So when you
Probably.
see a new one, you go to pieces. But
Kobun, we've talked about this so many times. Dew and I were huge fans of Pop Fiction. Yes, we really missed that show.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
crap, was that a great show. And I believe I've said before, if I had the money and the time, I would do a Pop Fiction show in a heartbeat. I'd love to take deep dives into games like that and build something like that. But yeah, I don't have the time or the money or any of that. I wish it would be revived. I should talk to what's his name? Kyle Bossman. We follow each other on
the Big Boss Man?
X, and he was obviously at Game Trailers at that time. I should be like, Kyle, let's get something going here, man. That would be great. Reboot that on Patreon or Kickstarter or something. That's a great idea. I got to talk to him. I think I'm going to talk to him. That would be really cool.
How about it?
With a Patreon fueled thing or a Kickstarter fueled thing, that could happen. I
That'd
bet
be
people
amazing.
would pay for that. But anyway, thank you. Do anything else or that's it?
Well, no, I didn't play anything else, but I just watched. Now that you brought that up, I watched the Pop Fiction literally 2 days ago with the Deku Butler's son, and it was so sad.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? And then they showed the end credits, and I was like, I forgot that like the Deku Butler is like crying at his son. It's like these are the end credits. Like, why are you showing me this horrible thing? So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, as much as I love Lineback, maybe the Deku Butler has to come back and be redeemed somehow.
I would like a Zelda game where some characters come back. That would be nice.
But anyways, what did you play this week?
Thank
RMC?
you for asking. What did I play? I played more Pikmin, trying to 100% stuff. I've talked to death about that. You know all that. I also played Vampire Survivors because I randomly got a review code. So you've heard me talk about Vampire Survivors in the past. I was curious to see. Well, I'm going to do a review. I was curious to see how it would run on Switch. It runs perfectly. Runs exactly the same. No issues. So
no matter how many enemies are on the screen?
I mean, I've made it 30 minutes and everything's fine. So
Dang.
yeah, seems good. Like I said, this now all versions have co-op, but I would love to try the local co-op. I think that'd be fun. I will forever have a struggle within my head with this game because it's so stupid, but it scratches an itch. So
how much is it? Do you know?
$15. I don't know. You got it on Game Pass?
Oh yeah.
Let's find out. The guy made a killing on that game. I just can't believe our friends are all played it and liked it. I specifically did not. I'm sorry, I am completely wrong. It's $5.
Oh, that's worth it.
But it's 10% off until August 30th, so it's $4.49.
Definitely getting that when I get home.
And the new DLC is out as well.
DLC that's included, or it's not included?
No, but the DLC is cheap too. It's like $1.80.
But what's in the DLC?
Legacy of the Moon Spell. Huge new stage, as well as a slate of new characters, new monsters, and new weapons and secrets.
How about it?
So there's Legacy of the Moon Spell and Tides of the Foscari. Introducing. All right, so they both have new stage plus new characters and new weapons.
So there's two new DLCs.
You could get 2 new DLCs and the game for less than $10 right now. Or just the base game for $4.49.
I mean, that's great. That's great. Just thinking about the days when you bought a game and you had the game. And that was it.
You do. This is just expanded content.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like they planned this and then held it out. That's what I don't like. A developer, it's like, let's hold this back and make it DLC. Like, you had a finished game, and then you also get extra content if you want. But yeah, I'm playing it. It's not fun. It just drives. Like I was saying, I didn't recommend it to friends because I was like, I'm not even gonna bother because people are gonna see the graphics on this game, and I'm gonna get raked over the coals for it. But then I don't remember who recommended it. It might have been you,
Lockhart.
Oh, Lockhart. And then everybody was like, "Oh, this game's great." I'm like, I want to jump off a bridge. I
Well,
don't
it's
understand
funny
this
that
at all.
everybody liked the game and you didn't really. I mean, you liked it fine, but like you were kind of like whatever, and everyone was like creaming over this
Par
game.
for the course, yeah. But I don't want to say anything mean, but yeah, I stand by that. There is no chance in hell that I ever said any. If I promoted that game or shared that game with you guys,
I don't know. I
No.
don't think. See, you're taking it, and I can see why you would, because I would do the same thing. Like if I recommended something and nobody listened, I'd be like, "It's me." But I personally think that, and I'm the one that's gonna say something mean, and I don't want to be mean. Like our friends, they don't. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for like you just move the stick around and that's it. You don't have to think about anything. You don't because we've given them so many great games to play, and how many times have they played 5 minutes and are like,
yeah.
I'm doing Michael's in this. I'm out of here.
No, I know that's why people took the recommendation because he never recommended everything, and I do, and people are like, he likes everything, which is why I stopped like over a year ago recommending things because I'm like, nobody cares. It doesn't mean anything. So he recommended it, and everybody's like, oh, if he's recommended it, he never recommends anything. It's got to be something good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then the double whammy is the graphics. I was like, there's no chance in hell I could show this and be like, here, look at this game that looks like something from a system worse than the Super Nintendo. Like it's better than NES, but worse than
It
Super
looks
Nintendo.
like Mode 7 graphics to me. Is that what it's called?
Are there rotating scaling sprites? Not really. No, it's just very that's why I'm saying it's worse than Super Nintendo, but it's better
The
than
king
NES.
lost his
And I'm
crown.
like, I'm just asking to be destroyed by sharing this. I'm like, I'm not going to.
Maybe.
If I was like, here, watch this trailer, people would be like, are you kidding me?
Look, I don't agree. You're valid. You're certainly valid to have those kind of feelings, but I think it's more like you need to know your friends better. Like you need to pick and choose what you recommend to them, because like you might play 10 games that you love, but there's really only going to be one game that's going to like connect with those guys.
But
so I
that's what I'm
feel
saying.
like you got to pick out which game. You didn't think it would be that game. And
I know, I knew it would be, but I said there's no chance I'm recommending it because of the graphics.
Well, at that point, like, yeah, you were oversaturated with recommendations probably. Now that it's been a year and you haven't recommended anything, maybe you could say something.
I'm out.
Well, I'm out too. I recommended Broforce forever. Did anyone even no one even replied.
I thought
no one even replied except for Nicky Hill.
I thought Lockhart played it too.
Well, he could have told me he played it.
I mean, swore we talked
nobody
about
said anything.
No, I mean like not in person. When we were playing Fortnite, I could have swore he talked about playing Broforce. I could be wrong.
I don't remember him saying that, because if I hear anyone talk about Broforce, that's all I want to talk about.
I did just make a recommendation in that chat. I shouldn't say I didn't, but it's a game we already knew was coming. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is out today.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of.
I recommend it because it's on Game Pass as well. So, and we've played Friday the 13th and loved it.
Yeah,
so.
I figured that's why you were sending that.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to try it. Like I really want to play that game. We already know we love Friday the 13th, so yeah. But the combination of it's a game we already played. It's almost exact. Well, no, it's exactly like a game we already played. It's made by the same team, and it's on Game Pass. Like all the check marks are there. So I do want to try that. But anyway, I play Vampire Survivors because I'm going to review it. But yeah, if you've played Vampire Survivors, then you know what the Switch one is like. If you haven't, as Deux said, you just move the joystick and avoid enemies, and you pick up lots of abilities, passive abilities, and it's not fun. There's something about it that's fun. I just have never felt so dumb in my life. But that's like a hamster in a wheel situation, or like the hamster's in a wheel and he's having a great time because he's so dumb he doesn't know what's going on outside of the wheel. Like.
Do you guys get the
Vampire Survivors is dumb, and I don't mean it as a knock. It's dumb.
Do you guys get the TikTok lives of the
Hamster
hamsters
wheels? Yeah.
with the
With
rock's
the
face
rock's
in the
face
background?
No.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
God, it's so good.
I get those all the time. So I'm playing that. I'll have a review. Don't expect like a fully detailed breakdown review, and obviously I'll be more careful with my words when I'm writing the review. I'm just podcast is different. But I am going to share those same points just in kinder phrases.
For me, it's a great game too.
My goodness.
She is.
Look who's here.
Yeah, she is.
You want to come up and say hi?
Come on.
Thanks for coming.
For me, it's a game that you can play and like put a podcast on in the background. Like that's like Clubhouse game, like Mancala or that, or even Broforce. Like those are games that I
Yeah.
don't have to pay attention to.
And that's another reason why it annoys me, because of course I'm a weirdo.
You love to pay attention.
I love to pay attention, and I am so irked by the idea of being entertained while you're entertained. It like drives me nuts. Like play a game while you watch a show, and I'm not telling people don't do that.
F me then, right? Shovel me then.
No,
right?
you're in the vast minority. Like I am definitely in the minority, but it just
So we're all a bunch of
drives me nuts.
unwashed idiots, everybody except
This
for
is
RMC.
this is a separate thing.
Congratulations.
No. The unwashed is Vampire Survivors is it's a hamster wheel for humans. Like you don't do anything.
So it's a
The
human
whole
wheel.
point of the game is to get so good that you can just stand still. That's the point of the game.
This guy, just for so everyone knows, he updates a website and watches YouTube videos at the same time. So I don't know. I mean, he can do it. He's allowed to, but it's weird if everybody else multitasks. So you know.
No. I didn't say there's anything wrong with multitasking. I'm talking about entertaining yourself while you're entertaining yourself.
It's another form of multitasking.
I mean,
Look, I don't have any work to do. I entertain myself, so I'm gonna multitask many entertainments. I might even be eating while I'm doing that. Does that irk you too? 3 entertainments.
you didn't listen to my beginning
And
at
I
all.
refuse to listen.
Oh my God!
I
Alternate Liz is playing Splatoon 3 right now while listening to us.
I said, this is a me thing. I'm in a vast minority. I don't think anything is wrong with it. It's just I don't get the idea.
But again,
of
it's the
entertaining
way
while
you
entertaining.
say it. You come off like you're on this mountain that no one else can get to.
That's why every time I talk about this, I always start by saying, this is a me thing. I don't think it's wrong. If you do it, I think that's great. If you get joy from it, I'm very happy for you. I cannot preface it enough. So I load up on the compliments at the beginning that aren't just
we
superfluous.
call
I
that the
mean
shovel
them.
sandwich.
But then when I explain the thing, that's when I get crapped on. Like, so it's either don't say it at all or one of us. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can say, I don't think it's
Don't
bad
be
to do it.
mean and talk down to the
I'm
people.
not being mean. That's why I'm not being mean. Like you're, I
You're
don't
just like, this is another thing that gets me. I know it's a me thing, but it gets me. Entertainment. And it's like, well,
This
how am I
is-
supposed
okay.
to listen to you talk with such fervor, like you're the Fuhrer, and then be like, well, I guess I'm still his friend. I don't know. It sounds like he hates my guts.
because you got to listen to what I'm saying. The beginning part. Here, I'll try it. I'll try it this way. Anybody who does this stuff, I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I can't do that. Like, there's something wrong with me. I'm the weird one, and I apologize. But anybody that does entertainment when they're doing another form of entertainment, I just don't understand it.
Well, that's
You know
Is
why
that
we
better?
do it?
Is
You know
that
why we
better?
do it?
the way you said that.
Just now, too?
I don't understand it. Like,
I
just
tried it
it's
completely
the
different.
tone. It's
All right,
about
you say,
tone.
you
It's
say.
about tone.
I changed my tone for the first time because you
Okay.
said I sounded like the Fuhrer.
You
so
be
I-
me and I be you.
Yes.
Tell me that oh, I like to play Vampire Hunters. Whatever I said about the podcast and stuff.
Wait, no, you're supposed to go. I did mine. I'm in trouble already.
No, you say you're me.
Okay.
You say I like to play Vampire Survivors while listening to a podcast.
I like to play Vampire Survivors while I'm listening to a podcast.
Oh, that's cool. And doing like a double entertainment thing. That's cool. No, it's not anything that I can do, but that's so cool. I wish I could do something like that. That would be awesome. You're my best friend at Do Michaels.
But so what I do is, well, I was going to say lie. The last part's not a lie. I wish I could do. I don't wish I could do that. I don't like it. I don't want to do.
Well, I'm just playing you as if
I'm
you're
trying to
me.
figure out a way. I need the tone to say it and not make people feel bad. Because clearly I
we've
am.
had this conversation many times. I think it's a me thing that I hear the tone the way I hear
My
it.
brain's going to come to your defense, I think.
You know what it is? I think if you're someone who's really close and in his inner circle, you see it and hear it.
Because he's more comfortable.
I don't
expressing
think
that
you see
stuff.
it and hear it. I think you just know. Like, you know.
There's something,
Is it the something inside of you?
I don't know, but I get the same. I get the same. I know he intellectually, he doesn't mean anything by it.
Also verbally, because I say it all the time.
No, I mean, like,
But we're talking
I
about your tone.
intellectually know
Yes.
that you don't mean anything by it, that you're like, you're just sharing how you think and feel and whatever.
But I'm also saying, importantly, verbally, I say it too.
yeah,
Like I directly say it.
yeah. But I know how you feel, dude.
Thank
So
you.
since both of you feel the same way,
So I'm not totally crazy.
No,
I
no,
don't.
no.
See,
Okay.
it's like no one listens to me. I said I don't think anybody's crazy. I think I'm the crazy one. I'm
But
in the
we're not
minority.
saying that
I'm
your
the weird one.
opinion makes us feel bad. Like,
It's exactly what we're not saying.
yeah, we're not saying that the way that you choose to do it. It's. I think if we're gonna really get psychoanalytic here,
I love these conversations.
what I think it is that you know that you see and hear and feel and experience things differently than most people.
Yes.
And so
I think I'm reminded every day.
I feel like you approach it that way with us when you explain things. And you don't have to, because we know that, and because we're close with you, like it doesn't have to be prefaced. And so when you're like, it's a me thing, I just,
That talk
like
is for the podcast.
but I mean, it's not like we're sitting here and I don't know, like I can't take my Danielle feelings out of
Who's
mom
Danielle?
brain in the podcast,
Yeah.
right? Like my Danielle feelings come to the table for the podcast. So I think that's probably what it is that you are like going out of your way to explain that it's like being that like terminally unique. It comes across as I'm terminally unique. And that's not what you mean, but that's
It's
what it sounds like, because we know.
And you're prefacing it kind of saying, like, trying to take yourself out of the group and be like, no, you're the normal ones, I'm the crazy one. But in the way that it comes across, it's the other way around. It's like, I'm the only normal one, you're all the crazy ones. It's very similar to how you spoke to me about we'll just say it, about learning about your body growing up and how to pee and poop.
Mhm.
And you were like, I knew as a young kid how to open one hole and close another. And I stand up to pee and I sit down to poo. And that's that. I don't do both sitting down. And like,
These are the great conversations you missed outside of the podcast.
and like, it was the way you said that, like you were the only human that knows how to use your body from the youngest age. And the way you said it made me think that, and I go to the bathroom every day. I've been going to the bathroom every day wrong.
I've been doing it
Like-
my whole life.
Like,
Well, here's the other thing. Like
it's
that
just but
conversation.
it was the way you said it.
That conversation in particular, I will say, you still shock me because you can't get like when, like, it's a funny conversation to have. And I think we're having fun and joking around. Like my delivery in those are like dialed up for
It's
fun
funny.
purposes. It's funny. But yeah, because you'll take it and be like, he thinks I don't know how to use my body. And I don't
That's
think any of that.
exactly how I took it.
Yeah, I don't think any of that. I just this is what I think at a base level. When I was a kid, I thought that way, and it was different from other people. That's it.
And there's something about the way you talk about being a kid where
I know, play no boast.
where I feel like this guy didn't even need parents. He didn't need guardians at all. He had everything figured out. He knew what he was
If
doing from
he
day
didn't
one.
Still have a guardian, he would be dead, and he admits that on a regular.
I was going to
basis.
say there may be plenty of things when I was a kid
Brilliant.
where I like very early on realized stuff, but then there's plenty of stuff I would say is normal or traditional where I can't function alongside it or within it. So yeah, I'm
Right.
just like it's the whole world
Something
coming
happened
together.
just recently, and you were like, "If it weren't for you, I'd be dead."
Yeah.
And I was like,
We're having to talk about how like you'd be fine. You'd probably be a crazy cat lady or whatever, but
I'd
you'd
be
be
fine.
fine.
I mean, I would. I don't mean that in a as flippant as it sounded. Like but I could. It's not like there's anything that you do that I don't. Like there's lots of things in the house that I do that you don't do.
Well,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
yeah, we each have our areas where we do things, certainly, and they can bleed into each other more often than not. But here's the real truth. Like, if you weren't here, obviously I would get them done. Would I struggle with them? Probably, definitely, but I'd get them done. But yeah, we have our strengths and weaknesses, and I think that's why we complement each other so much. You know, like if there's like a mechanical issue. I'm not like I'm going to you. I'm going to ask you questions. If there's a computer issue, you're going to come to me. Like that's the way it works. And then there's stuff like doing the lawn where we can both do it. And I'll do it, no problem. But you love doing it, so I'm like, oh. All right,
But
go
maybe
ahead.
you should start doing it so we can document it and put it on the
we
gram.
don't need to do that because
Oh.
every time I do it, I get feedback from someone. I won't say who.
Piper.
Me?
Yeah, every time, without a doubt, you're like, oh, I think what happened here? There's a little strip, or oh,
Yeah.
what height was the blade at for this?
I got
one?
a great
Is that your dad? Is that your dad? That you?
So when I said that to you on earlier this week, you had no idea that's why I was saying it.
No.
That's great because she mowed, and when I came home from my walk on the sidewalk, there was one tire track of grass, and I went in. I was like, "Oh, there's a tire track of grass on the sidewalk," and now she's just realizing that's why I did it.
He was like, "Is everything okay?"
I was doing it
noticed-
to joke around because she always does it to me, but she doesn't know she does that to me. So, and
That's
yes, the
funny.
weird thing we do about pee and poop, since somebody in the chat was asking, I poop through my pants. I don't take them off. Dude takes his pants off.
And that is why he would die if not for me, his guardian,
That's right.
because he has never done laundry
I would-
in this house.
I would
No joke.
I would drown in feces. That's what it would be.
Have you ever done a load of laundry?
You've asked me this so many times. And,
And
I've
the
said
answer's
so many
no.
times, yes, I have. And this is like your question about Target being open and how late is it
yeah.
open. We've been here so many times. I don't know why, but there's a Target here. That mom brain. If we're going on a Sunday, she will not know how late it's open. I'll tell her how late it's open, and she will not believe me until I look it up on the phone. It has to have been like at least 7 times over the last 5 years. If it's a Sunday, and I think about it in the back of my head too. I'm like, if we're going today, I know she's gonna ask me how late. So this time we went, and she's like, it was right after we saw you. And she's like, how late is it open? And I was like, it's open till 9. And she goes, I think it's 8. And I looked at her and I said, are you really doing this to
Because I
me?
feel like one time I was right. I feel like one
Yeah.
time I was right.
You weren't. You were not.
I think I was.
So I looked
once.
it up on my phone. I was like, here we go. 9 o'clock. It's open till 9. So yeah, we all have our quirks, and that's why we all love each other. But anyway, yes, Vampire Survivors. I will have a review
Maybe we're done talking about it. I'm
where
pretty sure.
I will make my statements in a way that hopefully comes across in a style that doesn't offend you, because that is not what I mean. But
Well, if you type it, it should be fine.
hopefully, because then people will put their own feeling, just like my whatever it was, scathing hatred for Resident Evil.
Right.
That's a good point.
And then the only other thing I played this week was do something that all I could think of while I played it was how much you would dislike it. It's a game called Full Quiet.
I love how I am like permeating your limited video game playing experiences where
Oh,
you
well-
play a game, try to enjoy it. It's like, and all you can think is, "Dude would hate."
Oh,
this."
it's not affecting my enjoyment of the game, but as I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, he'd really hate this one. So Full Quiet is a brand new game. It looks like an NES game. And it looks like an NES game that would be both impressive and not impressive. So it does some things where if you saw it on the NES, you'd be like, oh, this is, I don't usually see stuff like this. But then the overall art, in some cases, you're like, not that great. It's not horrible, but not that great. But anyway, I loved the idea of the game. So in this game, it's a side scroller, obviously, but it's a Metroidvania, basically. You are out in this forest where there's all these weird creatures and they're taking over. And there's all these command posts of people who are supposed to be stopping these monsters. And something goes haywire because new monsters come in and all these people need help. And you are the son of one of the guys at the outpost and he's gone missing. But before he went missing, he left you notes on all the things you need to do. So it's a Metroidvania. It has a jump, a shoot button, a dodge button, and a reload button. And it's filled with, like, it's a Metroidvania, so you never know where you're going or what to do all the time. There's puzzles all over the place that have no instructions to them. You just have to figure them out.
I would hate this.
Yeah, you would really hate it. There's, like, electrical boxes where you open them up and you have to repair them, and there's a time limit, and there's no instructions on how to do it, and you just have to figure it out.
Well, if you don't do it, can you retry it, or is it?
Yeah, but you lose health every time you don't do it because it shocks you. So eventually you could get a game over. And that's what happened to me. And there's save points. So the first time I did it and died, I hadn't made it to a save point yet, so I had to redo everything. But I knew stuff by that point. And you pick up items. You don't know what they do. You just have to figure out where to use them. So it's big, like adventure exploration, and it's got a really.
I don't understand the appeal. It's like having an NES game without an instruction booklet, and it's like, what do I do? Like, I don't know why that would be good.
That's because you know me. I don't like being told how to do things in games. Let me figure it out.
Of emulation where you'd get all the like hundreds of games, and you'd be like, cool, let's try this out, and then you wouldn't have any instructions, and you'd play for 2 minutes. Well, I'd play for 2 minutes and be like, I'm out of here.
That's my kind of game. I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to be told how to do it. I want to figure it out. That's the fun in games for me. Now, should it be there in the game? Yeah, you should have an instruction booklet or whatever. And, nowadays it's non-existent. Nobody has those problems because you go on the internet right away. Anybody has like a moment of pushback and they're like, I don't want to deal with this. And they go on the internet. And see
plus, most games have a tutorial section.
Yeah, and there's no tutorial in this.
Figured there wouldn't be.
And time progresses in the game. Like there's a day and night cycle, and as it gets to night, just like Castlevania 2, the enemies get tougher at night. So, man, I really like it. I made it through the first area basically, and figured things out and solved some puzzles. And now there's a whole bunch of other things I don't understand, and I'm very excited about it because I don't understand them. And I got to the next area, and there were some challenging enemies, and I got killed. And that's just where I stopped for the time. But I'm really enjoying it. If it sounds at all intriguing to you, I would check out a trailer. But, there were games on the NES like this, certainly. Just not too many of them. It is similar to Castlevania 2 in a sense that Castlevania 2 went out of its way to tell you the wrong thing. But this game doesn't tell you the wrong thing. It just is like, here's a puzzle, figure it out.
What's the attack? Is it like a sword or a gun? Oh, okay.
It's a gun, infinite ammo with the gun.
And it goes across the whole screen?
Goes across the whole screen.
You can aim it any direction? Or
yeah, you can even... No, you can't aim it any direction, but you have like left, right, and diagonals and straight up. And you can lock your character into position too. So like if you hold a shoulder button, then you pivot on your foot and you can aim in any direction.
So, and turn the lights down low.
You know how
I think there's other weapons too, by the way.
Can you still feel Castlevania 2 in your hands, like playing it? So like the gameplay in that's fine, but like it could be better. How's the gameplay in this? That's like running, jumping, doing the actions.
Better
like,
than that.
It's not like NES to that level. It just looks like NES, right? It plays like a normal.
It's
good
NES
game
adjacent. It's NES adjacent, but it's Castlevania. You're very much you make a jump, you're locked into that jump.
Right.
Like you're very sluggish. It's better than that. Like I said, you have a dodge move and everything. Yeah.
Go turn some lights on for Piper.
Combat's not an issue.
So
and
the
movement
gameplay
isn't
is
an
good.
issue. And you can like vault up onto platforms and stuff.
Because it sounds like I'd really like this game, with the exception of the graphics and the not being explained anything.
Well,
everything else checks my boxes.
During the game, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, if it wasn't for the idea of not knowing what to do and the graphics, would probably really enjoy this. So you could eliminate the not knowing what to do easily by going online. The graphics, I don't know what to tell you. They're better than Link's Awakening.
Well, I think it's game to game with that. Like even if I don't like the graphics, if I like the game, I can probably pull myself through.
There's some really nice parallax scrolling backgrounds, more so than you'd see on the NES. So that's really nice. And there's a nice use of...
I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
That's like classic. Ninja Gaiden had some of that stuff, but this is doing it. The artwork isn't as good. Like Ninja Gaiden's artwork is better, but the smoothness of the scrolling is much better in this game.
Well, I love that kind of effect.
Yes, that's all over in this game. And there's some really nice use of shadows in the game to make up for the lack of colors in art, because it's staying very close to what the NES could do. So I really like that. Again, Ninja Gaiden did that a lot. There's a lot of like black negative space to make up for lack of color and shadows and all that stuff. So that looks cool. You know what game I would liken it to visually? It's a better looking Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
It's in that style. So I didn't really like that style, but it's not horrible. I've seen worse on the NES. And again, some of it looks nice. Obviously, there's no slowdown. I do appreciate they put in the flicker that NES used to have.
Oh, wow.
So like parts of enemies will flicker in and out because
Really?
there's too many things on the screen, but it doesn't slow down. So it's like,
That's cool.
I guess it's for nostalgia, it's the best of both worlds because nobody wants to slow down.
Right.
But you see the graphical imperfections and you're like, oh yeah, like they used to do, but it doesn't impact gameplay.
And you noticed that right away. Like,
Yeah.
you noticed that it was an homage. You weren't like, they forgot to
screw
this up. Like, it definitely comes across.
It's done very much on purpose, yeah. And you know what? The game does some really cool storytelling mechanics because it's interesting. You're seeing like more modern sensibilities in storytelling in an NES game, which we wouldn't have seen back in the day. So like there's some cool scenes where like you're walking in pitch dark and like what your character is thinking scrolls by in the background. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea.
nice.
And it's just something you wouldn't see on
It's
the
like
NES.
Splinter Cell Conviction.
That's right. So yeah, it's a very intriguing game to me. I love it. And I do love the fact that it doesn't explain things because I like figuring things out and making notes in my head and being like, maybe this works here. But like I said, you could go online and all the stuff will be there, I'm sure. Did you know, I can't remember the name of the game, but there was a game on the NES when we were kids where it was literally sold without an instruction booklet.
Did you know
And
you
it had-
can play Tetris
it wasn't
for free
Tetris.
on Tetris.com?
It had no explanation. And the whole point was it was a contest. You had to be the first person to beat the game. And if you did and submitted the ending screen, you would win $10,000.
Oh, wow.
I forget what the game was called.
I must have heard of that at some point, but I don't recall too
I
well.
wanted that game.
And it was
so
a game you
bad.
just go and buy at the store like
Yeah,
any other game.
Toys R Us and
But
everywhere.
you take a picture and you send it if you beat it.
I wanted that game so bad, but I found out about it after my birthday. So my parents were like, "We can't buy you any more games." And I was like,
$10,000. You should have been like, I'm.
The return on investment here is
Yeah, you're the godmaster.
Does anybody in the
I
chat
give up my
know the
Christmas
name of that
gift to
game?
try this.
Treasure Master, was that it? Malik Halo says Treasure Master. If I just need to see screens for it, I'm looking it up. Treasure Master NES. That's it. There it is. And I used to think that was the coolest box art ever.
It is. It's
You were
good.
like, that's me.
It's good.
I'm the treasure master.
Yeah, man, I so many daydreams about that game.
So who won?
I don't know.
Man.
Nobody. Maybe the $10,000 is still up for grabs. And I remember
Maybe.
reading about it in Nintendo Power and them talking about like how no instructions and so many weird things and you don't know what to do. I still to this day have not played it and I would love to because I still don't know how to beat it because I never played it. So I'd love to go in and try it out. But say la vie. Maybe
Man.
one day.
That's a cool little gimmick, you know, like it's just something that probably could have only happened in like the 80s or early
Yeah.
90s, you know, like something that could never fly to like some
Now
kind
the
of
internet would come together to
cockamamie.
solve
Like,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you couldn't do it because what are kids going to do? Maybe kids in town get together to play it or like they write letters to it. Like you're not going to get a collective of people figuring out. Part of a contest involving MTV.
There's a Reddit thread from somebody claiming to be the one who won it. So, I mean, I can.
Oh my God, I didn't even
Cool.
remember this part. After the game's release, players had until 12 p.m. on April 11th, 1992 to practice beating the game. At this time, MTV revealed a secret password. By entering this password in the serial number and the game serial number before beginning the game, players unlocked a secret 6th prize world level. After this, players had until midnight to complete the entire game, including the prize world. This gave out a 24-character code. By calling a special hotline with this code, players had a chance of winning one of over 36,000 prizes.
Wow.
How crazy is that? So they let you practice figuring out the game. Everybody's on an even playing field. Then that date, they drop a password and they're like, all right, get in there and win.
And the person claims that it was on a rented copy.
Oh, interesting.
Man, I should look for Go on eBay and see how much that is. Can you please go on eBay and see how much it is? I'd love to play that. So yeah, it reminds me a little bit of that. But that's what I've been playing, and that's it.
So you didn't play Pikmin 4?
I started the first game I talked about was Pikmin 4.
Okay, I missed that. Sorry.
Yep. And I didn't mention Fortnite, but I played Fortnite as well. All right. Let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Hell, where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo video games in general, whatever the hell you want. Where?
Hell, man, I was drinking. I don't know how I missed the cue. The first cue was obviously a joke. The second one I totally missed.
So you got it anyway because you did the joke.
Somewhere around $20.
Oh, I should
That's
get
not
it.
bad
I
at
should
all.
get it.
Why is that so cheap? I guess because no one cares.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not like known to be like an excellent game or anything. And who wants it
And
now? You
there's
can't
no
get the
instructions.
prizes.
There's no instruction booklet either.
Yeah, everybody goes on eBay. There's like, I can't buy this damn game with the instruction booklet. Nico Darunia asks, what's better, buttons or zippers?
Zippers.
Yeah.
Zippers, yes. We're all in agreement here. Hands down, zippers.
I mean, buttons
I
have
don't
a
like-
place, but
I don't like when you get a zipper that gives you some trouble, but I'll take the trouble fixing a zipper than fiddling with 12 buttons.
I don't know if it's like just a thing for people who have breasts,
You know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
but button shirts often end up like pulling across the bust or gapping, and that's always messy.
Yeah, you know why? Because buttons make me think of history. We've moved on since buttons. Buttons were the best we could do back in the day. We got Velcro now. We got zippers now. We don't need get buttons out of here.
What about snaps?
Snaps are
I
good,
love
but
a
they
good
still take the
snap.
same amount of time. I guess they could be faster, but zipper.
I feel like Velcro got hosed. I feel like Velcro, big shoestring came out and was like, we're gonna market these as like kids things only because like everything should be Velcro. It's amazing
You know what
technology.
my beef is with Velcro?
Oh no.
Noise. Can't do it silently. Hair.
Always
hair.
hair. There's always hair stuck in
Oh.
Velcro.
You know what? You are so right about Velcro, and I hate that.
I feel like it was a political hit or something on it because
Sure, use
if-
Velcro if you're a child.
if you're a child,
Big
no,
shoelace
yeah, like
is out there.
And that's why back in the apartment days, I was like, this is so dumb. Why don't we all have Velcro shoes? And I bought those old
I
man
remember
Velcro
you
shoes,
had
and
those-
I loved them.
yeah, you got them where at Walmart or
Yeah, they were like $11. Great. Because you know what? I've never been one to subscribe to that. This is for kids. I don't care. Velcro's the best. It's easier, and I'll even say it's fun. Velcro's fun. I like it.
I like that too.
Stupid.
I mean, what I want to know is how come those like you remember those like little Velcro paddles that you put on your hand and you throw a tennis ball and
Kids
catch
still play
them?
with those.
But-
we have them
but,
at
like,
recess.
Like you can get a pair of Velcro shoes and they will till the day the cows come home. But those stupid things,
Yeah.
after like 3 days of playing with them,
Yeah.
it wouldn't stick anymore.
It's because the ball was great, but the Velcro, the hooks and whatever on the other thing, it was crap. They were made out of crap, so they didn't last very long.
Well,
I guess maybe it was because you're usually using those at the beach too, and it gets so mucked up
Maybe.
with sand.
maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, Team Velcro all the way. We this is it. We are starting the campaign today that Velcro is for everyone, not just children.
Do you know what I had back in the day that I freaking loved? Kangaroos.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what those are.
They were shoes with pockets.
What? What do you
They
put in a
had like a
shoe
zipper
pocket?
pocket. They still make them, and I'm
What do you
Take
put
my
in a
money.
shoe pocket?
nothing.
I
I mean,
go
as
probably
a kid,
a
I put
bottle opener because of those.
no,
Never
they're
mind.
little pockets. But as
Come
a
on,
kid,
are we gonna agree that the bottle opener on the bottom of a flip flop isn't the grossest goddamn thing you've
oh
ever seen
yeah,
in
I
your
remember,
life?
that's what
It's
you're
gross,
talking about.
it's gross.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What is that about? Why do people like that? Oh, this thing I'm putting in my mouth. Hold on, the opener's on the bottom of my shoe.
It's
gross.
Are you
it's
crazy?
so gross.
It's gross.
So gross. Yeah, you're absolutely. I never thought about that at all. I mean, I never owned one,
I've seen
and
people
wouldn't want.
use them.
I didn't know they still made them. I thought that was like from 2000 or
When
something.
we go to North Carolina every year, they're all over all the stores.
Oh,
down
Oh,
yeah.
it's
there.
the South.
It's I don't get how that's an idea that made it past the idea phase. Like other people are like, yes, this should go on the bottom of shoes. People will love this. But I guess they were right and I was wrong because they're still out there and they're still selling. So let's just put everything we put in our mouth and inside our bodies on the bottom of shoes. It makes perfect sense. How about like a medicine holder? Well, there you go. Kangaroos, put your pills in your shoes while you're walking around.
I kept like a folded up dollar.
Where's the pouch? Because it just looks like a regular sneaker, right?
Oh, well, so when I was a kid, mine looked.
Were they on the side side of the?
Yeah, it was on the side.
On the like the inside of the foot or the outside?
If I recall correctly, it was the outside, but
And
it could be.
And it would be both shoes would have a pocket, or just one shoe?
No, both of them have pockets. Let me see.
Backseat Studios says we now have magnet fastener technology today.
That's
true.
cool for
That's
people.
True. Hi, Stormus Corby. Good to see you.
I don't want no magnets near my skin, though. I don't trust them.
5G probably.
5G magnets.
So I know.
Ever since I got the COVID vaccine, my skin's been magnetized. I don't know.
meant to bring this up. Did you see the thing about the study about shots in your arm? And they did a test to see if it matters if you get it in the same arm or a different arm. And I said the response is stronger if you've gotten it in the same arm. Like
they always say like, "Oh, what's your dominant arm?" And they give it to you in the opposite one because my arm kills.
Right.
But they always say that to me, and I tell them give it to me in my right arm.
Mine looks like you can't get rid of that.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's got a little zipper.
I always go with my right arm for a shot because I'm like, the left one's already lame. I don't want to make it lamer. Give it to the stronger arm, and I can fight it off better.
Classic video game terms.
That's
way to think about it.
But yeah, the study that came out recently says getting the shot in the same arm leads to a better outcome.
Multiple vaccines of the same vaccine, I guess.
The testing was done with the COVID vaccine
to a more
in particular.
comfortable outcome, or
no, higher like white blood cells count and all that stuff.
That's
they said it was. They said it measurably better, not like astronomical, but measurably
and it's
better.
Only with like boosters or
your base shot and then every booster thereafter.
Just COVID shot.
I will say this again. The test was done with the COVID shot, but they are believing it goes for all shots with boosters.
It's a different kind of vaccine too, so I'd be interested to see.
Well, when the study comes out, I'll
I get
tell
a flu
you.
shot every year. Do I alternate arms?
No, go with the same arm now.
Hashtag fire Fauci.
Go with the same arm.
He's joking.
Then we'll have one giant arm.
He's joking.
We also have a Patreon question. Come on, Brain. Did you know that you could join a Patreon?
For $1.
For $1. Super duper pooper scooper joined for $1.
Hell.
And I ask, during the last month of waiting for Tears of the Kingdom, I thought about how I could get myself hyped up for the new game releases in the past. My favorite was when I was 12 and Mario Kart Double Dash was on the verge of releasing. I printed out the character art of all the pairs in their carts and taped them around my room, making a Double Dash shrine.
That's
great.
awesome.
My older brother was blown away at my fanaticism. I felt vindicated because the game was indeed as good as I had hoped.
It really was.
Yeah, we talked about this before, getting hyped for games. I used to hang up all those posters and cut out artwork from magazines and hang it up all over my door.
Used to.
Yeah, right.
It's a podcast room for the show. Come on. Yeah, I used to cut out artwork from all game magazines and put it all over my door and walls along with posters from the magazines and obsessively stare at them. Yeah, I was
We
all
have a
about
bunch
that.
of cardboard stand-ups from GameStop.
I was going to say, used to get the cardboard stand-ups
Yeah,
when they were going
that's
to throw them
right.
away.
We've got them all over the place.
I just remember those posters that they'd give you, and like it'd be this cool thin poster or whatever, and like the gameplay square would be like this small on the bottom, and you're just like staring at each square like I you couldn't pinch to zoom.
Yep, you had to get as close as you possibly could to it and try and make out what was going on. Yeah, I love those days. I mean, obsessing over games back then was different because you didn't have the internet. You didn't have like a 24/7 outlet of screens and arts and videos and analysis and discussions and all that. It was you in your room, like looking at magazines.
And it's like exhilarating to find someone else in the wild who has the same interests.
Used to go to the library every month and run for the Nintendo Power section and like grab it and go hide in the corner upstairs in the library where nobody was and
because
like
libraries,
sit there and read it.
friends, save lives.
Well, it didn't save my life, but it was nice. Plus, the air conditioning was always cranked at the library. I was like, "This is
Got to
heaven.
keep those books and those librarians cool.
This is
Yeah.
having people getting hot and bothered by the books they're reading. You got to cool them down."
That can happen.
Mom Brain, I know you weren't so much into games as a kid. You played them, but was there anything you obsessed with? And would
well,
you
I've
like
told
to share
you-
how you obsessed with it?
I told you about my American Girl doll obsession and how, if you haven't heard it, I'll briefly give the first one I ever bought was Kirsten, and I bought her with my own money that I had saved up $80.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we had to like send away or call or whatever. Like, it was the late 80s, early 90s.
Do you remember what grade that was?
No.
I don't either, but I remember it being so big.
Well, I mean, we were young.
But I remember Kirsten especially because she wasn't the
Oh.
first, right? Like she was like
she was in the
she
first.
was one of the she was not the first, but like maybe the third or fourth or something. But it was like a big deal when she came out, right?
Well, I don't remember if it I don't remember there only being one. Like I remembered Kirsten, Samantha, and Molly, I think, being the first ones that were out.
Kirsten was released in 1986, along with Samantha and Molly.
86.
They were the first
And
ones.
then
There you go.
Felicity
Oh, maybe
came
Felicity is
out.
what I'm thinking of.
later. Anyway, so I ordered the doll and I slept with the catalog open to like the centerfold
Nice.
spread of her, like they say, like actual size of the doll, and I like slept with her next to my bed
Yeah,
from
so
the
they-
time I ordered her until the time she arrived.
So it launched with those three at the same time.
Yeah.
And I remember, not surprisingly, as a kid, my sister was into them, seeing them, being so mad at them because I'm like, I do this stuff every weekend with my parents and I hate it. And kids want these dolls. Why would you want this? Like this butter churning Revolutionary War time doll. I'm like, this makes me so mad because
They're beautiful dolls. Well, when the
And
Pleasant
again,
Company,
like this is what we were talking
Yeah.
about earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm talking about as a little kid.
when the Pleasant Company was before, I think Mattel bought them, but when they were the Pleasant Company, they were like even more like special and like detail oriented. So I have original Pleasant Company ones upstairs. They're probably like melted. But
Perhaps I came at that story the wrong way. I was saying from my hatred of my own childhood, I would see these dolls and be like, man, kids want to play with this stuff. Why?
But I understand what you're saying. But like, and I know you don't like history, but like, believe it or not, there's people that like history, and that like turns them on. Like,
I know.
really enjoy history, and
I get that
I
100%.
don't know.
But I was, as a child who grew up in history everywhere, I could not wait
so
to get
did
away from
I,
it.
and I enjoyed it. And I
That
also
is so not true to anywhere near the same degree as me. Like your mother and father weren't doing historical stuff every single weekend. You would go with your grandma to reenactments whenever you wanted to.
I participated in Revolutionary War living history reenactments.
Did you?
I have
Hold
the
on.
clothes upstairs in a chest.
I know you did. Did you want to?
Yes.
So did I. Participate, not one. That's the difference. And it wasn't a let's do it once a month. It was every weekend. It was somebody. I'm this dead guy from
I
these
got
years
to
ago.
go away
Let's go
for
see
the weekend, and I didn't have to take showers, and I didn't have to like.
See, this is my point.
was
You
great.
didn't do it all the time, and when you did it, you liked it. I did it all the time and hated it from the beginning.
I also enjoyed the books that go along with the dolls because it was
Nothing
like
makes me
reading
mad.
about history
I've always hated history. All right,
through her perspective.
historically,
I respect history. I understand history. I know history. I appreciate history. I am not entertained by history. History's not, it'd be like making my dad go to video game things every weekend. Like it would be his hell. That would be a nightmare for him because it's like reading in school where it's like,
Mhm.
here's this thing, read what I want you to read. And I'm like, I don't want to read any of these things. And it's, well, you're doing it for 18 years. Like, I don't want to do that. You're making me not like it. So now I have a lifelong distaste for history. I appreciate it from a knowledge standpoint, but from an entertainment or like enjoyment, it's less than zero. There's nothing there. It's never coming back.
We know where your heart really is.
Well, trains are historical,
Mm.
so yes, I would see the American Girl dolls, and I'd have like a what's it called? Have like a episode. It'd make me lose it. But yes, my sister was also into American Girl dolls. There she is. There's Piper. So unhappy to be here. Yep, I tried to tell him. All right, Mom Brain, you got everything out about American Dolls you wanted to say?
Yep.
All right, then let's do music. Send your music to GoNintendo. Oh,
You want to hear it?
sorry, Nicky.
You want to hear it? Oh.
Send your music to GoNintPod@gmail.com. That is GoNintPod@gmail.com. Put music in the title to help out Mom Brain. Let me bring up my
So luscious.
notes here so I can keep track.
So before we start, two things. One, I have a nice email from a listener, longtime listener, friend of the show. And I also have games explained poorly. Which would you like first?
Games explained poorly.
Alrighty.
Now, yes.
This really is a poorly explained game.
Oh,
I feel like I've
read these already.
yeah.
Are you promising a segment that we don't even have now? Awkward. Popcorn.
Otaku gets Gundam suit to fight aliens.
Yep. No more heroes.
Raccoon destroys
We did these.
okay. All right. So we don't. Sorry.
Excellent.
But we do
Time for an email.
have an email from Sergio ALB64. For today, let's go with Dumpkin Spicianato,
Oh, all right. I could go that route.
who says, I just wanted to send a quick hello, hugs, and much love to all of you. The way you guys discuss any topic, whether nonsensically funny or downright serious, it's just fascinating and even inspiring. Keep up the amazing work that you all do each and every week, whether on the pod, the website, or in your everyday lives. But I did want to give a special shout out to Deux.
Hey.
Deux, you are awesome and a great example of human change for the better. I find myself
Thanks.
constantly inspired
Thank
by your
you.
great attitude towards a lot of things, and I'm certain I'm not the only one. I have humbly borrowed your not yet phrase and
Nice.
way of thinking. And whenever someone
Peace and
asks
love.
me about that phrase, I'm glad to tell them it's from you and share
Aw.
with them how great you are. P.S.
That's so nice.
I know
Yes, and love.
this is a huge ask, and I don't mean
Uh-oh.
to impose, but I was wondering if
Knew
Deux
there
could
was a
do
catch.
the unthinkable and share with us something true instead of a rumor at the end of the pod. I know, way easier said than done, but I believe in Deux and on the great things that come across his desk.
Nice.
P.P.S. Please pass this along to the crew and/or feel free to read it on the pod. Thank you all so much.
Wasn't that
Done
lovely?
and done.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
Well-
kind words. That was so nice,
Hopefully
actually.
your sources will come across and get you something by the end of the show.
I was trying desperately, like that last email that praised me, to find something, to read into it. He did say human change, and I was like, so I wasn't human before, but no, I'm.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
That's very sweet of you.
Yeah.
I've been trying hard to do that stuff, and with peace and love, not yet has been a great. It's been great, actually. It's been such a good way to talk about almost anything.
It's a real door opening phrase because it doesn't rile anybody up.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I could spread the good word.
Well, just like Dumpkin Spicianato said, not the only one that recognized it for sure, and that goes for internet people and people in your real life. So
Oh, thanks, guys.
I've said it. We've said it plenty of times before. It's not something a lot of people are willing to do, and even if they try it, they give up very quickly. So you've gone through many changes in many different ways, all for the better, I would say. And it all started
thanks.
when you stopped going on Twitter.
That helped big time, to be
Yeah, I
honest. But yeah, thank you, everyone. That's so nice to hear. And like, I try. Like I said, I tried to do it, and the fact that people notice kind of makes it feel even better. Feels like I'm making progress. So
It's happening.
All right.
Well, after last week's music section, get ready for failure, but we'll try our best.
Well, the first song today comes to us from Autumnal Blake.
is this Mario RPG?
No,
How about that Little King game?
nope,
Is it a Nintendo game?
it is.
Is it like a Paper Mario?
No,
This is a first party game?
I believe it is.
Switch?
I think so. Let me look it up.
Man, this does not have the feel of a first party game. What is this? Well, I guess Pokemon, because
I love that little
I'm
clinking.
sorry, it is not a Nintendo game. I'm so sorry.
thought so. Then I'm not going to bother guessing because I'd just be randomly guessing.
I'm digging it.
Octopath Traveler.
Oh,
I got to go back to that game. Oh, the first one. I haven't played the first one yet.
Okay. Second, and that was from Autumnal Blake. Second song comes from Guy Bones.
Oh, we used to play this on the podcast all the time during the question section.
this is great. Super Castlevania 4.
That is correct.
One of the greatest games. Period. So much fun to play, and the music, mwah, amazing. The gameplay, incredible.
All right. This one comes from Steister.
I recognize this.
You played it.
Is this Nintendo?
The Wonderful 101?
No. Could either it's like either an RPG or it could be like a sports game, like for like a menu. or
Mario and
something.
Sonic.
It is.
You're right.
At the Olympic Winter Games.
Right when you said that for me, it clicked.
Yep. And that was from Steister.
Yep.
Nice.
You definitely had that feeling. I knew it was
There was
Nintendo, but I
something-
couldn't place it. Wow, we
That
tag team that one.
fanfare.
This one comes from birthday boy Freddie Fro.
I'm sorry, which Mario and Sonic was that?
At the Olympic Winter Games.
It was winter because I remember it from playing curling so much. Used to
Oh,
play curling
cool.
all the time on that game. Now I know that. Oh,
That was all right.
hey, man, look at that! Right into it. Oh, and saved it. You're missing a show if you're not watching the video version here. Okay,
Almost.
is it Earthworm Jim 2? Earthworm Jim?
No.
It's not that bad. It's just funny, like it's.
I lost track of songs, by the way.
Me too. But I have 10 exactly ready.
Oh, okay, we can stop it.
It's from a mini game within a game, apparently.
Oh, this was
What
a trick
system?
question.
GameCube.
It's not Wario, is it?
No.
A mini game within a mini game. I
Within a
kn-
game. A mini game within a game.
A mini game within a game. I know that song, like that version of the song.
Make 'em, take 'em to
It's
the
Grape Escape,
factory.
of
Go
course.
ahead. We don't know.
Spider-Man 2.
That's right. I did play that.
You knew
Son
that?
of a-
You would have
Yeah.
known that? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I would have never. I mean,
That birthday boy got you.
Yeah.
This one comes from Fart Blossom.
Okay. This is one of those songs that screams the quality of either Super Nintendo or N64.
Super Nintendo.
Licensed.
I don't think so.
Man, I got no idea then. You got nothing, right?
I'm afraid I don't.
We got nothing.
Booger Man.
You know,
And the level is flatulent swamps. And
I-
apparently it's Booger Man, Pick It or Flick It.
I even remember as a kid when that game coming out. When that game came out, I was like, no.
It's got a real Ren and
you-
Stimpy look to
You were
the...
too sophisticated.
No,
even
because
then.
I was like, they're just trying to piggyback off of Ren and Stimpy. That's sophisticated, gross humor. Booger Man, like, come on.
Yeah.
But I've never played it, so maybe it's good. I'll have to pick it up sometime.
Ooh. This one comes from Rosemary the Farmer.
It's let's just say it's not for me.
That's a little bit of a sticky situation.
Mash.
Nice.
All right.
This is like Ori. Any Oris?
No,
Is it an RPG?
I don't know.
I feel like I played
Doesn't
this.
look like one, but
I feel like I played this.
I don't know if you did. And I really mean that. Like, I really
Is
don't.
it Switch?
Yes.
It's a side scroll. I'm trying to remember the name of it. You know the side scroll?
It's. I don't believe it is.
Oh, does it have a boat?
It does.
It's Dredge.
It's Dredge.
I played the demo of Dredge. I really liked it.
An
That was
indie
interesting.
fishing game.
And, yeah, I haven't played the
Cool little
full
tune.
game yet.
Moody little song there.
Yeah.
This one comes from best friend of the show and artist extraordinaire, the
Crazy
Colonel.
Whoa.
It's big time. Can't let him down.
We're gonna let him down. Oh, that makes me think.
No one lives forever.
This is a Bond game. Spoof Bond. Spoof Bond.
What was that? What was that game that where you play a female agent from the 60s?
Yeah, but that's not on any Nintendo system, as far as I know. I was trying to think of that too.
This is GameCube.
James Pond. GameCube. What the heck?
I don't know. Go ahead.
What the hell?
Odama.
Oh,
I don't remember that at all from Odama. And it seems like you should. That's like feudal era Japan stuff. I don't remember that song.
Seemed like a strange song to play in a feudal era Japan game.
Well, I mean, it was a game where you played pinball with soldiers and you control them by yelling into a microphone. So it was a weird game.
Now these last few,
Are-
I made sure. These last few are
Last two.
No, there's 3. They tickle my fancy for you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember going very quickly. I remember going into, I believe, Babbage's at the time to pick up my copy of Odama. And the guy was like, we only got 1 copy of this game. And I was like, I'm not surprised.
That's so funny.
He's like, we don't even have any more coming in as far as I know. I was like, yeah, nobody knows this game exists.
man. Well, I guess you're lucky that they even got one.
Yeah.
It was fun too. I liked that game.
This one comes from Jess I. It's as loud as I can make it.
There's damn bugs outside. Yeah, I know this song.
You do.
Tunic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tunic is so fantastic. Play Tunic, people. Holy crap. Or, like I always say, if you don't want to play the game, listen to the soundtrack. Phenomenal.
This.
Is how we do it.
Yeah, this one comes from Wired.
This also seems familiar.
I don't know if you've played it
Why'd you save these for the end?
because they just tickle my fancy for you.
The Outer Wilds, the Outer Worlds.
Nope.
Gun. Red Dead Redemption.
No.
Something where you're a cowboy, something where you're out in the wilderness. Firewatch.
Nope.
Something where you're a cowpoke.
I don't think so.
Cowpoke Simulator. Huh.
I'm out of guesses. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm out of guesses.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably because you're playing it, but too embarrassed to tell us.
Railway Empire 2?
It's Railway Empire 2.
That's funny. That's really funny.
And the last song.
There's how you know I'm not biased. I did not play the game that we had the sponsorship for. They also tried to get me to review it, and I said, that's not right.
Comes to us from No Blades, No Bows.
This is the Grimace's birthday game, and this is the song I was talking about. But let it play. The way they use the "I'm loving it" right there. Come on, that's genius. That's such a good idea.
Is this a real song just made into
And
an
there,
8-bit song?
ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This song is genius. Is this? You're asking what?
How do you know he's saying I'm loving it?
This is a McDonald's video game.
Right. Okay, you just think it.
No, you know, you hear it. There's the
I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
but you'll hear the ba-da-ba-ba-ba as well. There you go.
Okay.
The fact that they integrated both of those into the song, it's giving me goosebumps. That's so... They went above and beyond on this stupid Grimace skateboarding game. Like, it's great. That's how you do it, people.
That's how you do it.
Because it was your birthday and Freddy froze.
Very nice.
Appropriate.
It's a great... play that game. If it's still online, it's free. Well, we got 5.
I'm loving it.
6 out
I'm
of
loving
9
it.
for your birthday.
Remember, you can play that for free online. Also, if you have a flash card, flash card that you can a cartridge that you can put in your Game Boy Color, you can legally download that game for free, and it was built to work on an actual Game Boy Color, so you could play it on a real Game Boy Color if you want.
No Blades, No Bows is actually in the Discord. It says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Do anything before we end the show here?
Oh
Play us
my
out?
goodness.
It's out.
We do. Dues, views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Dew Michaels.
Let me
Ladies and
interrupt
gentlemen-
1 second. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
please, please.
Who did that song? Who sent that in?
No Blades, No Bows.
No Blades, No Bows. Thank you for sending that in. I don't know if you went through the trouble to record that yourself because I looked to find the soundtrack and I couldn't. I haven't looked since the game came out, so maybe it's out there. But thanks for going through the extra work to put the song I was talking about on the podcast. That's great.
And said, start the video at this timestamp.
Oh, he
because
sent a
that's where-
video. Okay, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, that's man. Thank you. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm glad people get to hear that now. The little stupid stuff that makes me happy. But anyway, I'm sure
I'm
this,
loving it. I'm
this
loving
rumor
it.
will make
Now
me
it's in my
even
head.
happier.
Yeah, this is an exciting rumor for all the Splatoon 3 players out there. So everybody, I know we're getting the Drizzle season 203,
Drizzle me, baby.
and by that I mean 2023 coming soon. Very, very exciting. But Nintendo's actually released what the next season's DLC is going to be.
Wow, already?
Yeah, so instead of Drizzle season, it's the Faux Shizzle season, and Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the 3 questions that you answer. What is it? One of the 3.
They call them a Splatfest.
The Splatfests, and
What's the Splatfest?
it's when they ask a question and you choose which of the 3 you
Yeah,
like.
what's the question?
Oh, you're asking me. I thought you were testing me.
No.
The question is,
Which strain of marijuana do you like best?
yes, that is actually the exact question. I was gonna reveal that, but
yeah, I don't know marijuana strains, so I can't tell you. The good Kush, the sticky icky.
there's
or
the
Purple
indica,
Haze.
sativa, and hybrid.
There you go.
So we will see which one is the best. Faux shizzle.
That is funny. I mean, that's also awesome because it's true. So.
Yeah, and there's going to be it also says here that there's going to be a Snoop amiibo that goes with it.
Wow.
So-
Oh, actually, I'm getting a note here. It says, yes, it does. It is odd that Nintendo would promote a drug-related Splatfest, but it says here afterwards that they're doing one with Drew Carey as well. So look forward to that.
What's that? Wait, hold on. I've intercepted. Martha Stewart is getting a Cooking Mama crossover.
Whoa, my
Wow.
God.
This is
The
amazing.
not rumors that are coming in now are amazing.
See, it's pretty fun doing the rumors, huh?
By the way, speaking of, did you get the Ina Garten I sent you today about Jeffrey?
Who'd you send it to?
You.
No.
Oh,
I
it's a
watched
good
the
one.
ones you sent.
It's
I
a
thought.
good one.
Well, thank you for that very true information, not rumored, dude. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I'll do this TikTok investigation after the end of the show, but we're at the end of the show. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Should be back to a regular day next week. And I don't know, hopefully Nicky Hill will be here. We'll find out. We'll find out together, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Happy birthday, Rami
Goodbye,
and Freddie
everybody.
Fro.
Happy birthday.
All right. No. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
My mistake. I watched that. This just has a thumbnail on it. I saw that. Whoops. I don't
Maybe
have.
I didn't send it to
You didn't. Yeah. Nope.
Oh.
Oh. How did I miss that? Here we go.
So here to show us how to make a perfect cup of coffee is Chef Jeffrey.
I gotta watch this later. So it's not like an edit; it's an actual clip of the show. Yeah,
no.
that's Chef Jeffrey. I thought he
Jeffrey.
only cooked in the bedroom.
Chef Goldblum.
Chef Goldblum. I watched Asteroid City last night.
Oh, cool. What'd you think?
Peace and Love. I did not enjoy it. It was nice to
told
look
you.
at.
I told you.
You did, but that's odd for me because I do like his movies. So,
But I didn't want to say anything, but I just knew that the whole format of the movie you wouldn't like.
format was fine. I got no problem
Like
with
the
that.
plays and stuff. I knew you wouldn't like
No, I'm totally fine with that. If anything, that might have been a part I liked the most. But this movie made me feel like he's running out of ideas for what he wants his movies to be about. I was like, you've covered this idea in 2 other movies already. It's just a different
Oh.
way. But it was nice. All of his movies are nice to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But it was nice to see Chef Goldblum in it. So.
You didn't like anything? You didn't like any of the characters? You didn't like those triplet girls? You didn't like
I don't like
Woodrow?
the little kids.
You didn't
no.
like
Go to
Liev
the
Schreiber saying that he was gonna I mean, I don't know. What I liked the movie
I'm
a
running
lot.
through all the characters in my head. I'm most shocked that Adam liked it. I don't know why he would like that movie. I gotta talk to him more about it.
It shouldn't take me long. It's a short movie.
Any characters I like. I mean, every character is like. If I'm gonna give it to any character, it'd be Steve Carell
Oh my god, how funny was he? It's
because he
amazing.
kept repeating those lines, so that made me laugh. Don't like any of the you little kids. Don't like any of the science fair kids.
Dude, when Liev Schreiber, Steve Carell, and Liev Schreiber's son are out in the middle of the desert, and the son, and he's like, "Why do I always have to dare you to do stuff?" And his son like realizes something so like deep about himself, and the other two guys, like Steve Carell, I mean, I was dying laughing, and then they're like, well, what should we dare you? And he's like, yeah, like, I mean, it's obviously not funny with me saying it, but God, that like all of it is so good. I just don't know. I don't understand like how all these actors know what to play. Like you're right. You get a script and like everybody just knows exactly what to do. Like they're all in his movies.
I mean,
Everybody's on the same page and everyone kills it.
That's the thing. I
Kills it.
feel like everybody's on the same page. I'm not. I'm trying to have a conversation about this without sounding like I'm coming down on anybody. I just feel like all of his movies, the characters are very similar. Like it's like he's like, here you go, say a lot of meaningless stuff and talk very quickly. Okay, you got it. Like everybody's on the same page there. I shouldn't say it's meaningless. I should mean like say everything with way more words than needs to be in there and say it quickly. It was nice to see what's his face, the guy from Westworld,
Yes,
the army guy, the military lead,
Jeffrey Wright.
It was nice to see him. I like him.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's always great.
Yeah, I just, I'm trying to think of things I liked about the movie.
Jeff Goldblum was amazing in his one line.
He's hardly in it, but I was like, oh, there he is. I kind of.
Maya Hawke was excellent.
See, I thought she was really bad.
I thought she was great
because I was so excited to see her too, and I was like,
Scarlett Johansson was excellent. Can you at least give me that? You didn't like her either.
She was fine. I wouldn't say she was excellent, but I wouldn't say anybody was excellent. She was fine. Man. But
Schwartzman was great.
Why the nude scene?
That I was a body double.
It's so pointless.
I don't think
why are we doing this?
I don't think it was pointless.
She said she does a nude scene. Like we all know it's coming. Like what do you get from throwing it in there? We get it.
Well, and then he takes the photograph of her after she puts her clothes on, and it's like so much more. I don't know. There's so much more meaning behind that photo to me than if he took a picture of her naked. And then there's a funny thing that happens later where they send the picture off and they're like, I heard there's a nude in there. And but I don't know. I like when people put thought into their scripts and bring things back, and you think that that's like hacky crap. So,
yeah, like it's surprising to hear that you laughed a lot during the movie, because I had with Steve Carell, I was like out the nose laugh. But other than
every
that,
scene with him is funny. I thought Liev Schreiber's character was hilarious too. I thought all the parents were funny when they got together. I liked the Brainiacs when they were together. I liked everything. I almost liked everything about the movie. The only thing I didn't like, and it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't understand it, was the end when they all chant whatever they're chanting. But
that's what I like when I saw the movie. I was like 20 minutes into it, I'm like, he's already told this story. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, he's already told this story. I was very disappointed, because I was waiting for it to go somewhere else. And I was like, it's him being introspective again. I'm like, we've seen it already. But yeah, I mean, the look of the movie I thought was, particularly for his movies, I thought it was really interesting because it was kind of like a cartoonish look to it because of the play aspect and all that. I don't know. It just really, his movies are always nice to look at, but this one in particular, I was like, this is very visually striking. And his camera movements are always the same in all movies, but I still like them, the panning shots and the spinning camera. But they work because you don't. It's his thing. Like that's his thing. You don't
Right.
really get it from anybody else. So I like to see that stuff. But yeah.
So will you
Sadly
listen to
didn't
me
do it for
next
me.
time when I say don't watch a movie you're not going to like it?
I will never ever listen to anyone who tells me don't watch a movie ever. I make the decision for myself. I appreciate the input, and I'll be like, "You were right. I didn't like the movie, but I want to decide for myself." There's never a time where somebody tells me don't watch, play, listen to this thing. I always like take the information and go into it with that, being like, "Oh, let's see why they felt like this." But I'm never like, "Yep, their word is bond. I'm not doing it." I just might not do it because I'm not interested in doing it, but I want to give it a shot. I want to have input. I want to be able to say things. I want to be able to share thoughts. Like
Why didn't you watch the last Wes Anderson movie then?
When I went to look for it streaming, it wasn't on anything streaming. That's the only reason. I definitely want to watch it. And that was reviewed worse than this, right? I think.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much worse any of his movies are always reviewed pretty decently.
And Adam disliked that one.
Yeah, that's the one he didn't really care for.
You don't happen. I'm looking it up. You don't happen to remember where it's streaming, do you?
It's on HBO.
Okay. I should see. I'm worried if I go into it back to back, I might need something else in between.
I don't want you to watch it. I don't want you to watch it.
Well, I'm gonna watch it, but thank you for telling me you don't want me to watch it. I'll keep my opinion to myself if that's what you thought.
Nah, I don't have to do that.
Yeah, just after this one, because like I was watching it and I got an hour in and I was like, "Ooh, I'm really feeling this."
Man, it booked for me. I watched it twice.
Yeah,
I watched it twice.
I like before I got it was like 58 minutes and I paused it to go pee and I was like, wow. I was like, I'm hurting. Like I was really hurting.
Man. And then you like things that I don't like. So it happens.
It happens. It happens. But I watched it and I'm happy that I did watch it.
You're weird.
I know
You're
I'm weird. But I'm happy that I watched it.
I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion. I'm not happy I watched it.
Sorry, RLM. Yeah, the pod's over.
Personally.
Had to do it a day early. I'm so sorry. But we're happy we got to see you for the after show. Yeah, that's my thing. I'll always say that. And it's not a cop-out or me just saying it to say it. I mean it. Any experience is an experience, and I want experiences. Would I prefer them to be good ones or ones that I enjoy? Yes, but I take something away from everything. So I find it very interesting thinking about that Tom Hanks was was in the role that Bill Murray was supposed to be in, because I'm like, that would probably be extremely different, that character, because
I feel like I think Tom Hanks did a fine job.
I thought it was good.
But I feel like it was written for Bill Murray. Like, I feel like
seems very clearly, yes.
Because like I think Bill Murray would have been really good in that role, because the guy's kind of like a jerk, like in the role. So it's like, okay,
yes,
that would have been.
Yeah, I thought Tom Hanks was good. And I don't know how much of that is just the newness of Tom Hanks in one of his movies.
Right. It's weird to see somebody new in his movies always, just because you're used to the same old crowd.
He pops up and I'm like, this is going to be interesting. And it's like an outsider coming into the inner circle.
Right.
So something about Maya, whatever her name is, I was like, she fits. Like something about her, she
Maya
makes
Hawke?
sense. But
yeah, she was perfect.
I was disappointed. I really didn't. I don't think she was bad, but I felt like, to me, her performance was like, I'm coming into this group of people who've done these movies a million times over, and I got to fit into that vibe. And I was like, she's not there for me.
Really, man? I thought she was quite natural.
And I was so excited for her. She was probably the actress I was looking forward to most in the movie. And again, don't think she was bad, but I was disappointed. But Tom Hanks was good. I'd be interested to see him do another one of his movies. So
yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Man,
to tell you the truth, my plan last night was
my
plan last night was to watch that movie and then start The Bear.
Oh, okay.
And then after the movie, I was like, I can't. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I don't know why you would try to stuff it in.
I was gonna watch one episode of The Bear. Like I had plenty of time, but just my feelings from that movie drained me, and I was like, I'm
Why
not
do
going
you have
to
to?
go
Why,
into
see,
something
why
else.
do you have to see? Why do you have to say that? Why do you have to go that far? Let me know how much it ruined your evening. You know, you can't just say everything you just said about not liking the movie and having points to back it up. But like, you're just like,
we're just talking. I didn't mean anything. We were just having a conversation about the movie.
All right.
I apologize.
No, it's okay.
That
It's
was my
just-
plan for the night.
Like,
That's
I
all
get
was
that
saying.
you didn't like the movie, but you didn't have to like twist the knife and be like, "Oh, you really liked it." Well, I had to go to bed. I hated it so much.
No. My reason for telling you was like I'm going to watch the bear, and I know
Right.
you really like
I'm
the
just
bear,
teasing. Yeah, I know it. I know.
So I will watch the bear. And there was something else you had said that I wanted to watch. Oh, this wasn't something you said, but that thing I was like, there's something else on Apple. I keep hearing I should watch. It's Foundation.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I want to try that out because we don't know anybody who's watched it, but apparently
My
it's
brother
really good.
watched it.
Did he like it?
I think he did. I mean, he's weird because like he usually binges things in a day if he really likes it. He watched the first 3 episodes, told me he liked it, and then didn't watch any at all. And then just last week, I saw that he finished the season, so he must have liked it.
Yeah.
If he went back and finished it, but I haven't talked to him about it.
Well, I'm gonna check that out. So that's my plans. You guys who are in the podcast still, we're getting out of here. I hope you have fun things planned for the weekend. I hope you're gonna rest and relax and play some games. Hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. I hope it's a great weekend wherever you are. I hope you don't have to work. I hope you got nothing but good times ahead. So enjoy the weekend, my friends. But we'll be back Saturday, normal time, normal place. So until then, that's it, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. The